And we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another wonderful Thursday night here with the Doghouse Racing League. We are live on Doghouse Racing TV for the Group 6 Cup Series here tonight at Martinsville. And it is sure to be a wild one tonight. Martinsville is going to be one of the shortest tracks these guys see out here. It is the shortest track on the NASCAR circuit. We've seen a lot of action so far this year. We've seen a lot of twists and turns, and we've seen a lot of different winners. Shane Parish running it back last week for his second win in the Group 6 Cup Series here on Thursday nights. As always, my name is Hunter Foley. I'm up here in the broadcast booth with my broadcast partner, Jonathan Smith, and we are here, like I said, to be bringing you the Group 6 Cup Series here at Martinsville Speedway. Before we get into the action and get down and take a look at what these drivers are putting down on the track, I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsors. We've got the Group 6 Cup Series. Group 6 is our series sponsor for this year, so a huge shout out to them. Group 6 is a leading creative agency. They are passionate about crafting cutting-edge websites, developing dynamic web solutions, and providing top-tier managed hosting services. Their mission is to help businesses of all sizes enhance their online presence. Explore their wide range of services at group6inc.com. That is GROUP, the number 6, INC.com. And see how we can drive your digital success. Special thanks to Group 6 for being our series sponsor this year. The Doghouse Racing League is also very proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop by one of their West Virginia locations to try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar and take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947. We are also very proud to now be sponsored by Butt Kicker Haptics. You can check out their website at www.thebuttkicker.com. If you really want to enhance your iRacing experience, you can check out Butt Kicker Haptics, and they make some of the best products on the market for gaming-related haptics. You should be sure to check them out over at their website. Like I said, my name is Hunter Foley, and we're going to be here broadcasting the Martinsville race to you guys here tonight, and we're very proud to be up here. Make sure that you are not only subscribing here to Doghouse Racing TV, and make sure that you leave a like, make sure that you get in the comments. We're going to be reading the comments throughout the race, making sure that we're interacting with you guys. So shout out your favorite driver. Let us know who you think is going to win, and we will be reading that throughout the night, and it is sure to be a hectic one here at Martinsville. Let me turn it over to our broadcast partner, John, here to talk a little bit to you about what we're going to be looking at tonight.
Yeah, welcome to Martinsville, right? Kind of a hometown track for my man Hunter over here. I guess that's the closest track you had out there when you were growing up.
That would be the closest track, and it's also a little fun fact for you, not technically in Martinsville. It's a little bit south. It's in Ridgeway.
That's just misleading right there. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Martinsville, man, short track, very narrow corners, tight corners coming in here. As you can see, the 58 sliding there on the screen, but it's gonna be tough getting on the gas and braking. Not just getting around the corner, but also predicting when the guy in front of you is gonna be hitting his brake point, trying to line it up, and make sure you get around. I think we're going to see a lot of cautions tonight. I know we raced here Sunday night, and there was quite a few cautions. I know the trucks drive just a little bit different, but it was my first time as well driving on these tracks in something other than a Legends car. So it was a fun experience, but I'm excited to see what happens here. Excited who's going to come out. I think the key is going to be track position and keeping it clean, keeping it straight.
For sure. Martinsville is going to be a hard track to pass at. A lot of times we see that the low side is going to be where you're able to get your passing done, but it all depends on how the track's run tonight. We do have a lot of wind on the track as well tonight. I think we're looking at somewhere between 13 to 18 miles an hour wind, so that can be a factor as well. And it's just going to be seeing how these guys are running it, what the pit strategy is going to be. It's going to be super, super interesting. When you think about it, Martinsville, like I said earlier, is the shortest track they have on the NASCAR circuit. I know a lot of people were saying that, you know, the newer generation of cars shouldn't be running, like at Bowman Gray, for example, there was too much power. Martinsville's only a quarter of a mile longer than Bowman Gray. And it's been the longest track running on the NASCAR circuit. I believe they've been here since 1948. So it is going to be a really interesting race out here tonight. Really exciting to see who's going to come out here and get it done. I know a lot of people are going to have mixed feelings about Martinsville, but excited to see what comes.
Yeah, to be honest, I was kind of surprised when I saw this track on the list. A lot of leagues avoid this track just because of the cautions, but I think this is a challenge for this league and something that they can really live up to, and they have good enough drivers to run at this track. So I think it should be fun. It's not fun when you don't have drivers, when you have drivers that cannot run the track, but if you have drivers that can run it and stay competitive and put some laps down, you'll see some really good racing here, and I think that's what we're going to see here tonight.
I really think so too, and it's going to be exciting to see how these leads change. And like you said, I think track position is going to be a huge deal here. It is difficult to pass here, so it's going to be hard to work your way up through the pack like we've seen these drivers do so well throughout the year. I think it's going to be really interesting to see. I know going through practice, we had Jonathan Jennings putting down really fast times, Mike Leftwich, Jamie Horn, Shane Parish, Brian Dixon, Chris Leftwich, Adam Thompson, Andrew St. Core, Scott Bailey, all put down sub 19.5-second practice times. That's obviously going to change once we get out on the track for qualifying and get everyone out there moving in that direction. But we have some really, really, really close times. I believe the top 25 drivers that are going to be in this race are practiced all within 0.4 of a second of each other.
Wow. Yeah, I'm trying to look at it scrolling through here too. I mean, even up to 30th place right now, everybody's actually within a second of each other. And it's hard to get outside of that second gap unless you're really just putting along through the corners. But you can see some drivers come out here. Like I expect Jennings to come out here and probably make some time up on some people and maybe leave some people behind. Maybe carry 2 or 3 guys with them that can keep up and, get around and maybe lap some cars later on. I know I was in danger of getting lapped Friday night because I was so slow, but we figured it out. The weird thing about here is that you're going to have to really work your brake bias. You don't want to slide into a corner because if you slide into a corner, it's going to make you're sliding tires, and that's going to ruin your tires, make your car a lot looser coming out, maybe a lot tighter coming in. But try not to slide too much, but there's also going to have to be some element of sliding to try to get that car just a little bit turned and rotated.
Yeah, pit road strategy is going to be a huge factor in this race, like you were talking about with the tires. And then it's going to be just seeing how these guys can keep it on the track. Like you said, you have to drive with your feet here for sure, but it's also going to be timing that entry. It's going to be making sure that you get back on quick enough, but not too quick, because that's how you end up on that inside wall. And even though you are only going about a top speed of somewhere between 104 and 108 miles an hour here, you hit that inside wall with enough force, and there is no fast repair, and that could be a ruiner to your night. Going over here and checking out chat really quick. We do have 12 folks in here watching with us right now as these guys are finishing up their practice, so thank you all very much for joining with us and being early. We got K Doggy in here saying what up. We have B-Mac, as always, in the chat saying, have a great race, Team Beast Mode. Good luck, Andrew, number 12. Win this one for your grandmother's 100th birthday.
Oh,
that
my
is
goodness.
awesome. And happy birthday to Grandmama St. Core.
That's no pressure now.
Yeah, no pressure at all. But happy birthday to her either way. That's really, really special. That's awesome. Got Kenny Grant saying, what's up, chat, and what's up, Nap Daddy guys. Kenny Grant, friend of the Nap Daddy Racing TikTok streams. Always in here showing support. We really appreciate him. Got Jamie Horn in here saying that he will be missing the race tonight, but it's his turn to pick the number 43 of Eric Anderson to win tonight.
I like that pick, and Eric Anderson was actually our featured driver. If you look ahead at our races coming up, we are making thumbnails for all the YouTube videos and having a featured driver for each one. That's not going to be our picks for the race. I'm kind of just randomly selecting to showcase these drivers and some of the great cars that they have. But Eric Anderson was our featured driver tonight, so a great pick. He did really well here on Sunday night as well. I'm pretty sure he drove from like the front to the back pretty quickly, especially right there at the end. Maybe ran into a little bit of trouble there, but again, if you keep the nose clean on it and stay out of trouble, you could find yourself in the front.
For sure. And again, pit road strategy is going to play a huge factor in here, being able to know when your tires are going to go bad. And we both know that here at Martinsville, when they do go bad, they go bad quick. And so it's not going to be something where you can really, really, really ride it out that long. But it is going to be interesting to see how those guys navigate through that, because that could be the thing that wins or loses you the race. Got Jamie saying that he's going out of town in a few hours for a 7-hour drive, so he's got to get a nap in. So safe travels to our man, Jamie Horn. We've got the Giro 802 saying hashtag McMahon. I would say that's going to be a really strong pick. Justin McMahon is due.
He is, dude. He ran some bad luck at Vegas about 2 weeks ago. Picked it back up. He was my pick for Homestead Miami last week. At Shane Parish, just really got it done. We have a recap video of that coming up for you sometime during the race. But Shane Parish last week going to be the first double winner of the Doghouse Racing League Group 6 Cup Series for this year. So he was, I think, 21 seconds behind with about 30 to go, and just pulled him in and ended up passing the last lap for the win. So good stuff out of him. He's going to be your pole sitter for the night, just in front of Jonathan Jennings. And look, Justin McMahon could be sitting P3 starting tonight.
Those are some good picks. I know Eric Anderson went out there and put a fast lap down. One of the things that I'm looking at is, the first thing I noticed was that how the qualifying times were looking very, very similar to the practice times. But the one thing that did change is that Shane Parish ran almost 0.2 of a second faster on his qualifying lap than he did in practice. And that gives him the pole position.
Oh, yeah, you can't give it away in practice, you know? Can't let people know what you got. I see this game. I respect it.
I also do have B-Mac in the chat saying Nan McMillan. So I'm assuming that's the happy 100th birthday. So happy 100th birthday to Nan McMillan.
I wish I had an overlay for like a cake or some like fireworks or something, but
I would sing happy birthday, but no one wants to hear that.
Yeah, I wasn't even going to offer. That would, I mean, our stream would go straight to zero there, so.
It would run for the hills.
YouTube might ban us for that, so.
Yeah. I'm the only person that got moved to the back row in church because no one wanted to sit behind my singing.
Yeah, I think the last few people are qualifying here. Seth Fitzpatrick coming around. He was leading that race, took what we thought was kind of a wild pit strategy and turned out to be one of the most genius moves of the night. Pitted very early, about 20. I actually have it right here. He pitted on lap 69 with Shane Parish pitting on lap 94, and it held out until the very last lap. If that race was a mile and a half shorter, he would have won that race.
Absolutely. And I know we talked a lot about, and well deserved, we talked a lot about how well Shane Parish ran in the end of that race to get it done and get that win, but you can't leave off how well Seth Fitzpatrick ran there. He ran a really risky strategy, and it played off, and it paid off for him, and it paid off twice if we're really going to think about it, because he did that strategy the entire race. It worked for him in the middle, and a mile and a half shorter, like you said, that was going to work for him. Then he was going to get the win. We had Jamie Horn saying, "Come on, Hunter, sing it for us." I'm not going to do that.
I'll just mute.
Just mute.
Yeah, I can mute you from here too, so.
Just do my very best Marilyn Monroe.
I'm watching Zach Michael go around the track right now. He's utilizing one of my strategies that I do after qualifying. Just get your extra practice in real quick. Make sure you're finding pit road. So I like what he's doing here. He's going to be starting 18th place tonight, but, you know, this is free practice right now before the warm-up.
We are going to be getting right over to that warm-up. Have the qualifying numbers pulled up yet, John?
They just came up now.
What timing?
If they would show, here we go. And it's going to start at the back for me too. All right, there we go. Yeah, so your pole winner is going to be Shane Parish, looking to grab a second win, or a third win in the Doghouse, but second win in a row after winning last week at Homestead Miami. Second place is going to be Jonathan Jennings, pretty fast here. He understands the track very well. Third is going to be one of our chat picks. That's going to be Justin McMahon. Fourth is Chris Leftwich. Starting fifth is going to be Scott Bailey, Adam Thompson in sixth. Seth Fitzpatrick, who had a strong run last week, is going to be in 7th. Brent McCoy in 8th. Eric Warman 9th. And Tyler Millette 10th. Eric Anderson's going to bring up 11th. He is our feature driver of the night on the thumbnail with that 43 car that he has. Bill Hull in 12th. Andrew St. Cyr in 13th. Kevin Thompson is going to be 14th. Zach Miller 15th. Mike Leftwich 16th. Mark Dumont 17th. And Zach Michael in 18th. Starting in 19th, we have Joe McKnight. 20th is going to be Steven Bonomo and the Elite Southern Racing Team. Daniel Wilkerson, your Doghouse Racing League admin, is going to be starting 21st. Gary Clune in 22nd. Gary Armijo in that 7 car is going to be starting 23rd. 24th, Cameron King. Expect to see a strong run out of him. He's been pretty fast lately. Also, Nick Shell starting in 25th. Adam Gardner is going to be 26th. Michael Dow, 27th. Brian Messer, 28th. Richard Leclerc, who is in 29th. Brian Dixon in 30th. Tony Martin's going to be starting 31st. Chris Simon for the Shoney's race team will be 32nd. Josh Coley, 33. And then I'm not sure if Josh Coley actually qualified or not. Jamie Horn has said that he will not be here tonight. And then Bill Gentry, which I'm not sure if he is here either. And that 4-car with Loud Pedal Racing is going to be the caboose of the field there.
And going over to the chat here, we have K Doggy saying he's going to take number 94 of Molette. So I am keeping track of all these. One of these races, we're going to do a prize or something like that for who picks the winner. But we got K Doggy taking Molette. We got Jamie Horn taking Eric Anderson. And John, you always make me go first. So I think it's about time that you make your race winner pick first.
Well, I have my pick, but I don't want to pick the same one that somebody in the chat is picking because I feel like it's kind of cheating. Oh, man. Now I got to change it. Actually, you go first. Go ahead. I'm looking through the list now again because I have my pick. I had a number 1 and a number 2 tonight, and now somebody said both of those. I'm like, I don't know if I can pick those now.
That's not fair at all.
All right. Well, my original ones that I had is that I had Justin McMahon winning tonight. So I'm going to do 2 in a row from last week and this week. And I had Andrew St. Cyr in 2nd. And I actually had Jonathan Jennings in 3rd tonight.
So you've got
that was my
McMahon
trifecta. Yep.
2nd, you had
St. Cyr.
Yep. And 3rd, you want Jonathan Jennings.
Yep, that's my trifecta for tonight.
All right, we love the trifecta pick. I'm going to take Jonathan Jennings to win it all. I think that he is going to get out there and get it done. I think he's going to be really fast here. I saw him at the Truck Series on Sunday night and know how fast he's been. B-Mac in the chat, that is not to say that my heart does not go out to Andrew St. Cyr on the birthday. So I hope he runs well too. I hope all of them run well. I just want everybody to win.
It's just want everybody to have a good time.
Yeah, participation trophies for everyone.
Well, hey, these guys always put on a good show, and that's always what I tell them. Put on a good show. It makes it easy for us to commentate on. People like to see a good show, so I think they'll bring it tonight.
I think they will too, and I think we're going to have a really exciting show. I'm really looking forward to seeing how these guys get around the track. We got Fluffy VR in chat saying, "Where is Nap Daddy Racing?" Nap Daddy Racing's in the booth.
Yeah,
we're up here broadcasting.
They don't want us out here racing tonight.
Well, they really don't want me out here racing.
I don't think anybody does.
It's very true. But we are up in the booth. You can catch us racing on Sunday nights on Doghouse Racing TV in the Truck Series. And by us, I mean you can catch John out there. And then you can catch us over on our TikTok as well when we are racing. It's Nap Daddy Racing on all the socials. But for Thursday nights, we are up here with the Doghouse boys in the broadcast booth. And really just happy to be here.
Yeah, a little shout out to our Sunday night truck series for the Auto Pros Truck Series. It's broadcasted on Doghouse Racing TV by our own Jamie Horn and Daniel Wilkerson. And then we have Tuesday nights in the Gym 4 cars that's broadcasted by Intensity Broadcasting. So get to race on Sundays and Tuesdays. Jamie and Daniel get to join on Sunday or Tuesdays as well, so everybody's together then. But then on Thursdays, we are up here in the booth and kind of enjoying it. It's been I thought it was going to be kind of a headache, but I'm kind of looking forward to it every week now.
I know I do. Getting out here and being able to see these guys from kind of the top-down perspective, and I know when you're racing, a lot of times I'm doing the spotting side of things, or reading a chat or something like that. So being able to just be up here and be a fan, which is the whole reason that I wanted to get involved with this side of things, especially for the Doghouse Racing League, is you start to really work up a fandom for these guys, and you want to see them go out there and do well, and you want to follow the stories, and it's gonna be a winner.
Yeah, I mean, there's especially this league, this series that we have here. I mean, there's been a different winner every week until last week. Shane Parish ended up pulling it out, but it's just been so competitive. Anybody can come out here and win it all, But you can't just bring what you got and win it. These guys are practicing a lot. I don't have the time to practice like I wish I had, so it's probably a better thing that I'm not running. But I know these guys put in a lot of practice, a lot of effort building these setups and getting everything just right in this open setup league. So it's a time commitment. So props to these guys for doing it and being competitive. And probably one of the better leagues out there. It's the best league I've been in and been a part of. So it's pretty cool to see it grow and how competitive it's gotten.
Yeah, been a fan out here for a long time from my end. So it's really cool for me to be up here and see these guys getting it done. We got Jamie in the chat saying, grudge match between Hunter and Jonathan on track. Daniel and I could broadcast it, and loser shaves head live. Jamie, have you seen my hair, and have you seen John's hair? That's a way bigger bet for me.
Yeah, about to say I'm already thinning just a little bit, but I mean, I don't want to lose it.
A little bit.
That's why I don't cut my hair now, so I don't want to lose what I got. I got to keep what I got. It'll fall out in its own.
Panhandle going on up there.
It's not that bad. I do like hats a little bit more now that I'm older than I did when I was younger.
Yeah, that's fair. Jamie, you're gonna have to give me a little longer to get some practice in. Once I get some practice in, then I think that's a pretty funny idea, actually.
Yeah, I mean, if it was a foot race, you might beat me, but I don't know about the cars here. I think I might have a little bit on you there.
No, absolutely. The only way I would win a race right now between you and me, especially on a track, like if we're going to use Martinsville for this, the only way I would win that race is if I drive to South Carolina and hit you in the knees with a stick.
How about, sir, put me in like section 203, row F, seat 12. Dump my car over the wall.
Drive down to your house, put you in the figure 4.
We are about to be done with warm-ups here. I apologize, I did not have any interviews scheduled for tonight. Had some issues come up before the stream started. It was kind of rushing to get everything together and didn't reach out to anybody for interviews. So apologize for that. We will have post-race interviews with these guys. I know you guys don't want to hear us talk for 10 minutes of warm-up, but oh yeah, at least the stream's working. We had that fiasco a few weeks ago. I think that's behind us. And I'm just ready to see some good racing
right now.
Yeah, I'm just ready to see some good racing, man.
Me too. It's going to be a fun night. Make sure that you stay tuned in. We got 15 people in here right now. Jamie Horn says deal. And then we got Kermit in here saying let's go Hot Lap Heroes, #HLH.
Yeah, the Hot Lap Heroes have been fast lately too, man. So I expect good things out of them. Also, Scott Bailey and Seth Fitzpatrick run with that blue collar race team, also with their teammate who I don't see in here, Matthew Patak is not in here tonight, but that is their third teammate. Yeah, Seth Fitzpatrick had a really good run last week. Kind of heartbreaking there at the end. He did all he could do. There was a little bit of bumping and grinding on the back stretch to hold him off, trying to get a little side draft, but Shane Parish came out on top. But I think we are about to grid up here.
They are getting them in line here. Again, just to go over your top 10 again for this race, you got Shane Parish starting in first position, Jonathan Jennings Right to the side of him in second, Justin McMahon in third place, Chris Leftwich fourth, Scott Bailey in fifth, Adam Thompson in sixth, Seth Fitzpatrick 7, Brent McCoy 8, Eric Warman 9, and Tyler Millette 10. So we got two of our picks that are going to be starting right beside each other. We got Tyler Millette in the 10th position, who is K Doggie's pick, and then we got Eric Anderson starting in 11th, which is Jamie Horn's pick.
There we go. And again, I apologize. I do want to show the point standings really quick. I don't like doing it this way, but this is where we're at today. But I just want to show the point standings coming into this race. With Shane Parish picking up that second win last week, but he's still going to be in fourth place in the points. It's going to move him up 3 spots. But Jamie Horn is still your points leader, followed by Andrew St. Cour, Seth Fitzpatrick in third, Shane Parish in fourth, Brent McCoy fifth, Brian Dixon sixth, Eric Warman seventh, Kevin Thompson eighth, Jonathan Jennings in ninth, and Gary Clune, who was our first winner of the season, in 10th place. And you can find those point standings if you go to doghouseracing.com. Oh, doghouseracingleague.com. That has all the tabs for the Cup Series, the Gen 4 Series, and the Truck Series. You can see the point standings for each. Even get the results from last race and see who's winning these stages. Speaking of stages, tell us about the stages, Hunter.
So the stages here in the Doghouse Racing League are not like your typical NASCAR stages. Did you hear me going and trying to fight with my dogs there really quick?
I thought you were eating something.
Nope. I was fighting with my dogs. And also to go to the chat here really quick, we have Sheila Millette in there saying, "Let's go number 94, Tyler Millette." But the stages in the Doghouse Racing League are not the same as like your typical NASCAR stages where they bring them down pit road and they throw a caution pretty much automatically. They are going to stay green under these stages. It is just for extra points, as the Doghouse Racing League does not do points for each lap led. They just have a set number of points that you get if you lead a lap in general. So stage breaks at 50 and 100, and then 200 laps total here tonight at Martinsville.
And I believe the lights on the pace car are off, if I'm not mistaken. Always kind of hard to tell. I've actually been to this track 2 or 3 times now. I think this is the track I've been to. No, I used to go to Rockingham a lot, but this is always a fun track to go to, and it's super loud.
It really is. We might be trying to go this year ourselves.
I wouldn't say Bristol loud because it's not a bowl, but I mean their cars are right beside you the entire race.
Yep.
Pace car just
Pace
pulled
car
off.
is off. Here we go, getting ready to take it green. Shane Parish and Jonathan Jennings taking them to the line. Off we go here at Martinsville. Group 6 Cup Series on Doghouse Racing TV.
Yeah, you can see him already
Big
bunching
run
up in
out of
there.
Shane.
Justin McMahon's going to sit in that second spot, guarding the inside, not letting Jennings get down there. It's a good move by him.
And we got a little bumping and grinding right behind him. If you can look back, you see Seth Fitzpatrick was trying to stick his nose down there on Scott Bailey, trying to work his way around, get that third position. Oh, and
he's
they're
gonna turn him.
around. Oh, and it's a big stack up behind him. Oh, no.
It's a parking lot. Hit the brakes.
It's a parking lot.
What a call by Hunter Foley over there, though. Way to call that one out.
Thank you. That's going to stack up a lot of people. I think Brent McCoy's involved. I think Gary Clune's involved. Joe McKnight. I think Daniel Wilkerson might have gotten around it.
Yeah.
I know Nick Shell, Brian Messer. CU has to bring it down pit road.
I'm trying to pull it up, but my whole screen is red from where everybody was hitting everybody.
You got to get on the brakes so quickly here. And if you don't have a spotter up in the booth and you're relying on the iRacing spotter, it's going to be a pretty tough one to get a call quick enough to make anything shake here.
Yeah, looks like Adam Thompson just kind of locked up coming out and spun it.
Looks like I got St. Core bringing it down. I got Eric Anderson. I got Tyler Millette on pit road.
So we're looking here to see what Adam Thompson saw to that. Saw the spin, avoided it well, but just had a little bit of correction there. And then everybody just kind of gave his right door some love. They were just trying to get him out straight.
Well, tried to help him get around. Takes the tow truck too long to get there.
Here's a view from Eric Anderson just a little bit further back. You can see him locking him up, dropping the gears, trying to stop as hard as he could. And that's going to be a thing here tonight, too. You can't, that A-pillar on the left side of the car, you cannot really see around it going around the corner. So you're really relying on spotters or maybe seeing smoke in front of you to figure out what's going on in front of you. And something can just jump out and surprise you, kind of like that wreck there.
And another thing with the Doghouse Racing League, if you are unfamiliar, one of the things that makes this league one of the best is these guys are responsible for taking responsibility for wrecks. Taking responsibility does not mean that you're saying it's all your fault. It does not mean that you are saying that you did something intentionally or willfully. It just means that maybe the wreck would not have happened if you didn't do what you did or did do what you did or whatever the case may be. So the guys take responsibility and take an EOL if you are kind of the, let's call it the nucleus of the cell of the accident. So Seth Fitzpatrick is going to be going to the back of the pack.
Now we're watching Tyler Millette here. He took a little bit longer in pit road than most other people. Don't know if he had any major damage. It looks like that right front might have a little bit to it, but and I did not realize we're going green that quick, but Shane Parish is going to get a good jump out there. Let's see, Justin McMahon's going to be on the high side here with Jonathan Jennings on the low side. He's going to try to protect. That's going to be key, is really not letting anybody on your left side here.
Shane's been getting great restarts out there. And we see him looking back toward, a little further toward the back of the pack. Looked like Mike Leftwich might have gotten kind of shuffled up to the top of the track. He lost a couple of positions there.
Like Daniel Wilkerson might make a move on the inside. He's going to hold off. It's a long race. I don't blame him. Chris Simon and Gary Armijo. Oh, and Gary Armijo gets into the side of Wilkerson. That's going to spin both of them.
Oh, no. Looks like you got Armijo, Wilkerson up there. Someone else was kind of stuck up on the wall as well.
I'm trying to catch up with them, and I can't find them. Right now, I don't believe there is any caution flag. Oh, there's a caution flag now. Okay.
Yeah, caution came out just a couple seconds ago. Look, it was Gary Armijo, Daniel Wilkerson. Was it Bill Gentry that was also up there?
Chris Simon, a 21 car for that Shoney's team.
And we do have Gary Armijo taking the EOL penalty for this one. That's the thing with Martinsville, man, is you can have one of the cleanest racing leagues I've seen. Been able to see quite a few of them at this point, and I really do think Doghouse Racing League is going to be one of the cleanest racing leagues you will ever see. At Martinsville, it's just going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we talked about earlier, it's just about timing up braking points of people in front of you. This is a view from Gary Armijo here. Just comes in a little bit too strong in there. Didn't time up the braking point with the guy in front of him. It's tough. I mean, it's a hard thing to do.
It is. We had Andrew St. Core come down pit road, Eric Anderson, Josh Cully, Daniel Wilkerson, Gary Armijo, and I think Tyler Millette might have brought it down one extra time to maybe work on some of that damage from that first caution that we had.
Meanwhile, you still got the same top three up here, kind of battling out, trying to fight for that inside. I mean, it's going to kind of, I feel like it's going to alternate every time because whoever's starting third is going to be on that inside row. As long as they can protect, they can just get that second spot. If a caution comes out, they're going to move to second. Then the next time the third place will do the same thing.
And I feel like that's going to kind of be how it goes. And I'm wondering if maybe now that these guys have been out here for a little longer, I wonder if maybe this next one will be a little bit longer of a green flag round as we start to see these guys getting stacked back up into their line here. Got 19 people in the stream right now. Thank you all for being here with us for the Doghouse Racing League of the Group 6 Cup Series here on Thursday nights. We are excited that you're here. Make sure that you get in the comments and let us know who you're rooting for. Give them a cheer as we are about to go back to green with Shane Parish and Jonathan Jennings leading them off. And we are off. Big bump out of that 33.
See Warman trying to make a move at the inside. He's going to slide high to get that angle coming into turn 3.
Scott was ready to go.
Yeah, Scott Bailey's in front of him.
He might have actually gave the 24 kind of a... It looked like he kind of gave him a bump right as they were going to green, and I think it might have helped propel him forward just a little bit. It looked like it kind of helped him out, but like Justin might be stuck up on the outside there just a little bit. It's not the place you want to be for the most part in terms of being able to pass. And it just seems like these guys are going to make a parade tonight when you get stuck on the low side. Shane Parish is getting a huge jump every single time off that restart. He's doing a great job.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you see a guy go low and start to pass, you kind of want to follow him. You know, let him be the blocker, keep the guy on the high side up there, let him stay up there and keep moving around. We do have a caution out. This is the first caution we didn't catch. Oh, I see Tyler Millett's name in here.
Oh, there is a lot of cars down on the bottom of the track. Joe McKnight.
Andrew St. Cour's me caught up in that. It looks like Brian Dixon, Chris Simon. Just try to back up and try to find where this all started at.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I believe Joe McKnight gets turned. By, I believe, the 90 car. I can't tell what number that is with the neon yellow. And then it just accordions up right behind him.
Yep. It accordions up. That spins out Chris Simon as well. And then someone was trying to avoid the 51 that was stuck up there at the top of the track and ended up just kind of nose diving. Yep, that Celsius car right there, and that's what catches up Andrew St. Cour.
Yep.
That's got to be a tough one if you're St. Cour. You thought you got around it.
So that's going to shuffle St. Cour all the way back to 31st. Tyler Millett's still in 32nd.
And it's tough because, I mean, that Celsius car, that was the 20, I believe.
20 would be Michael Dow.
Yeah, Michael Dow. I mean, if you're Michael Dow, you see a car up at the top of the track, and so you try to sling it low as quick as you can to get around it, and it's just...
Looking at the comments here, think I jinxed it, or thinks I jinxed you, Andrew. Sorry. From BMAC. It's a long race. There's a lot of time. And St. Cour is a good driver. He's proven it all year. He can work his way back up. If he is not done for the night.
I was getting ready to say, I think he might have called it. I saw Richard Leclerc also call it. And I think Andrew might have called it for the night as well. Pace car is off. We are about to get back to racing. You are looking still at Shane Parish leading this thing off. Jonathan Jennings right beside him. They are back to green flag racing.
Ooh, Justin McMahon got a little loose there coming into that corner.
Looking back a little bit, we got Mike left, which looks like he might be That's not going to be Mike Leftwich there. That's going to be Zach Michael, excuse me. Working his way on Eric Warman there. That's going to be for the 5th and 6th position. Looks like Zach might be kind of stuck up at the high side. Eric's going to get his way around him, and you got...
It's Adam Thompson. I expect him to go low, too, and just follow through. Shane Parish is in the wall. Jonathan Jennings is wrecked, too.
What in the world happened there?
It is so hard to keep up with the action going on here. I see Daniel Wilkerson has been involved in something here, too.
See if we can get that figured out.
Jennings driving just a little too hard. Trying to slow down, it's fun. I'm not sure if he was going for a pass on that front stretch there, or if he got loose coming off. Shane Parish threw a block.
It looked like Shane tried to get back down on top of him. I don't know if it was maybe one of those combinations of things, or maybe Jennings got just like a little bit loose at the same time, or if Parish didn't realize that he had already he had his nose down there. It looks like Parish was trying to throw a block, and it looked like Jennings might have already been there.
Yeah, I mean, it's so hard to check up. Something interesting with these open setup cars for the Cup Series is that you have master cylinders on these cars, or front and rear, which you can actually adjust, and it essentially adjusts your brake pressure. So some people like to push the brake a little bit more to get it to stop. Some people like a little bit more sensitive brake, and you can make those adjustments here. You can also manipulate it just a little bit to kind of help your car rotate and kind of act like a brake bias in a sense. But you'll see a lot of people focusing on that on tracks like this where you're really having to brake a lot. You don't want to lock up the tires and have too tight a master cylinder. So I think that's what Jennings was trying to avoid, was locking it up completely and sliding the car. But
yeah,
it's
I
tough.
mean, it's gonna be tough there, and it's gonna be tough to kind of figure out where to call that one. You know, was it a really tight block? If you're Jennings, could you have checked up? But if you check up, are you gonna spin the whole thing around? Either way, that's a tough one. And you got Jonathan back in 27th position now at this point.
Yeah, it looked to me like Jennings was actually checking up a lot there, the way his front end kind of dived down. But
Yeah, and like you said, you can't really lock him up, or you're gonna spin it completely. It's like Shane Parish is back to 29th now. So your leaders now, we're going to have our first lead change of the night. Pace car is all for back to green. Justin McMahon, Scott Bailey, Zach Michael, Eric Mormon, and Adam Thompson make up your top 5 as we go back green. Big checkup on that low line. Big checkup on the top line. Looked like maybe Scott Bailey wasn't able to get it going.
And if you're McMahon here, you want to see some green flag racing. While Jennings and Parish are in the back, McMahon's been fast. He wants to pull out here and get way out front, away from the traffic, away from the trouble. Don't have to worry about somebody breaking behind him or anything. So if I'm him, I'm trying to get as far away as possible.
Yep. I see some checking up on the low side further back toward the back of the track. Looked like they might have gotten it sorted back out. Do you see Jonathan Jennings is back out on the track? He's got Eric Anderson right in front of him. 23rd and 24th is where they're going to be running right now. Shane Parish still on pit road. Going to be 3 laps down now in 32nd.
Brian Messer jumping down in front of Jonathan Jennings there on the inside of that 56 of Adam Gardner.
Yep.
He's got to push through, get right behind Simon, and follow right through if he makes this pass here. Simon thought about it. That's going to be the 58 of Nick Shell he's trying to get around there. Jennings is looking low too.
And the 20 car is in the wall back toward the back of the pack. I think everyone was able to get around it.
I am
That is going to be Michael Dow.
Yeah, he's going to put it on pit road. That was just as Jennings was about to make his move. Somebody that has benefited a lot from these cautions, though, and just driving in general is Zach Michael. 34, right, the number 34 car. He's up 15 spots in third place right now, sitting behind Adam Thompson and Justin McMahon. And Adam Thompson's drove up there.
Biggest mover right now, right?
Yeah, he is our biggest mover. He is. Followed closely by Brian Dixon.
Yep. Hey.
Good call. Good call.
I can read fast.
Let's see.
Going over to the chat really quick before we get going. We got Kermit saying about that caution we saw a little bit ago. It looks like the 25 probably didn't like that block too much. And K Doggy saying in car from Parish, possibly.
So Parish is still working on pit road. I believe that might have. He kind of probably want to see the damage and see how the steering wheel was positioned, if he could still drive it straight. We're going to take a look here once Parish gets going.
Do you think we can rewind maybe to that caution and see what... I guess you wouldn't be able to see out the back.
Like that. Let's see if I can get to... Oh, yeah, you can see Parish's gear jumping between 1 and 2 right now. His car is struggling. Looks like he's holding the wheel straight. But it does appear there's a lot of damage to that car.
I think that's going to be tough to overcome for the rest of the night.
Here we go, just in time, going green.
Yep. Green flag back out on the track. Justin McMahon, Adam Thompson, Zach Michael, and Eric Warman leading them off. Great jump by Justin McMahon there.
Yeah, Zach Michael's going to stay on the inside, take that second place spot back, kind of that leapfrog that we were talking about earlier.
Saw Brent McCoy make a move to get around Eric Warman there. That's going to put him up to the fourth position, excuse me. Oh, and they are all trying to slide around the 60 of Mike Leftwich right now.
Yeah, that's Bill Hull in the 09 car getting on the low side of Mike Leftwich in the 60. Right behind him is going to be Mark Dumont in that 14 car.
Yellow is out again.
I believe that's going to be Daniel Wilkerson. As it flashes to Eric Warman.
Got Jamie Horn in the chat saying, keep it up, Zach Michael, hashtag HSR.
It was not Wilkerson.
Shout out the Horn Simpson Racing team there from Jamie Horn.
That's Tony Martin getting to the back left quarter panel of the 58 of Nick Shell. Spun him a little bit. Looks like he's not going to take a lot of damage off of that. But the 55, I believe it's Brian Messer up there as well. Not sure how he got spun. Oh, he got hit by a shell. That's the worst, is when you think you're past a wreck and somebody just gets you on the quarter panel, the residual of a wreck. That's my least favorite.
That's your least favorite of all the kinds of getting wrecked?
Yeah, I mean, I've been wrecked quite a few times in my iRacing career, and just from every different direction and angle, and sometimes it feels like it's coming from under the car and you just don't know how I'm getting wrecked or where. But the worst is when you clear a wreck and you're happy and you think you're good and clear. It's this euphoria that comes over you for a good 2 seconds, and then you just get plowed in the right rear quarter by somebody and spins your car, throws the engine out the front of it, and you're just done for the day.
Sounds like what might have happened to St. Core earlier on.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough in a fixed league for sure, but in an open league, when you get wrecked, especially early on, you've been working on the car all week, you put in the practice time. A lot of these guys are using programs like Motec to really narrow down what they need to do to fix the car, and a lot of statistics and data. And then you go out here and get wrecked on the second lap, third lap, even the 40th lap. It's just heartbreaking.
Either way, got K Doggy in the chat saying, "Wonder if Shane got loose." It's hard to tell. I feel like to me he was definitely going to throw a block, but he might have gotten loose while he was trying to throw it. Not really sure. Then we got Shoutcaster Sam saying, "Oof, 6 cautions already." That's Martinsville, baby.
Shout out to Shoutcaster Sam from that Freaky Fast broadcasting team. We took a lot of notes from them to try to figure out what we need to be doing up here. Obviously, we need to take a little bit more notes, but we'll get it. The note page is filling up.
It is. I keep a notebook right beside the microphone. Pace car is off. We're about to be going back green here. Justin McMahon and Zach Michael leading them off. And we are green. Big checkup on the high side there while the 34 car was trying to get it going. Great jump by Justin McMahon again. Oh, and they're loose back in the back.
Just accordioning up, got in the back of Mike Leftwich there. That's Seth Fitzpatrick on the low side. Dumont's around. Stephen Manobo right behind him.
It looked like a couple of those drivers were able to save it, and then it just accordioned all the way back to the back. It's like Mark Dumont's the only one that's still not moving right now.
There you go, Mark. Spinning around.
See if we can see what happened there. It saw a huge stack up, and that was what kind of caused it. It looks like the first maybe 2 drivers that were involved with that were able to kind of get it straightened back up and get back moving, but then it just rolled all the way back. What are you seeing on that one?
I mean, that's just a lot of confusion.
Yeah.
I don't know who this car is that jumped above him on the high side, trying to avoid this wreck. That's going to be the 92 of, I believe, Cameron King. If I'm not mistaken.
Very good.
Trying to get my numbers right, man. The next hardest part is trying to find the number. Well.
And they were just stacking up like crazy. We've kind of seen that pretty consistently on these restarts here. Is you're usually seeing the person that's in first get a pretty good jump, and that kind of clears their lane out a little bit. And then there's been a pretty rough stack up on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tight track. There's no infield to rely on to slide into and get out of the way. But if you wreck, if 2 people wreck, it might be a parking lot. So you just have to really watch out here. And again, going back to that A post on the car, that A pillar, like it's going around the corner, you can't see what's in front of it. It's very tough. I mean, unless you're running 3 monitors or have a VR headset, you might be able to catch a glimpse. But even then, you have a big blind spot coming around this corner.
And it's just going to be really tough. And I think we're going to continue to see that. I don't think we've had a green flag run of more than about 6 or 7 laps here so far. So hoping for a good one here. See if we can get these guys back and going in the right direction. Going fast, going left, and see if we can get it going. Shoutcaster Sam, to your point, we're up to 7 cautions now. But pace car is going to be coming off the track this time by Justin McMahon in first. Adam Thompson right beside him. Brett McCoy and Zach Michael bringing up the lane behind him.
We've already picked the driver. We could do an over-under on cautions as well.
Want to set some lines on the over-under. Big movement out of Adam Thompson there right at the beginning, trying to make sure he gets clear. Looked like a little bit better. Great jump by Justin McMahon again, but really good jump by Adam Thompson on the outside as well. Oh, no, the 34's around. Zach Michael into Eric Warman. Whole inside line checked up behind him.
And Justin McMahon's just saving his tires, saving his fuel, just at this point, I mean, there's a joke, I guess, in the iRacing community that when you have this many cautions, it's not iRacing anymore, it's called iPacing. We're just pacing around a little bit. And it's a Doghouse Racing League's assigning points for the most laps led tonight. The pace car, I believe, is going to pick up 5 points.
I believe he is.
Because he has led a lot of laps.
And I think we're going to go try to check and see what happened. I'm not exactly sure what happened. I know there was a big checkup down there. I don't know if maybe Warman got into the back of... I don't even know who it would have been at that point.
Yeah, like Scott Bailey got into the back of... Scott Bailey in the back of Zach Michael there. Which got him loose. He tried to come down the track a little bit. I don't know if he was just trying to hit his line. I can't imagine him trying to throw a block here, but probably just trying to hit his line, and Warman was there already. Yeah,
it looked like Michael was afraid of getting left up there on that high side. We've seen it happen so many times here at Martinsville. Then you get stuck on the high side, the parade starts going around.
Actually,
and I guess he thought he might have had room.
I'm not even sure if Warman got into him. It looked like he might have just got loose. Oh, he did get a little nudge right there.
Yep.
Just a little bit, though. But again, like we were talking about earlier, you can't really just slam on brakes on these cars, I mean, you could, but it's going to mess you up as well. Also mess up the people behind you.
It is Warman taking the EOL there.
That is good on Warman, because I don't know if I would have called that on myself if I was Eric Warman. That's a better man than I am.
Well, either way, pace car is back off. 8th caution is done. Justin McMahon, Adam Thompson leading them off as before. See if we can keep them straight, and we are green again. Again, definitely have some checking up through those lines, but it looks like everyone's keeping them straight for right now. Good jump by Justin McMahon up at the front. Adam Thompson right behind him, keeping it straight.
Yeah, you got Gary Clunes up 17 spots, sitting in that 5th position right now with beast mode. Teammate St. Core got in a wreck earlier. He is out for the night. He's going to...
Yellow flag's out again.
I believe that is Zach Michael again. I don't know if that was Zach Michael's fault that time there, though, but looked like Tony Martin came down just a little too much. Try to hop in the cockpit here with Zach Michael and see what's going on. Yeah. Looks like Tony Martin came down just a little too much. Zach Michael is going to get caught looking at Shane Parish, saying, "What's up?" Shane's still on pit road right now.
That's definitely a weird one right there. Again, you could definitely have an argument that Tony might have come down a little bit too quick. I think it's maybe a little bit of an odd place to send that there if I'm Zach Michael. I understand trying to get down, getting your nose down early. We talked about that the entire race is the key to making your pass. We're just not quite sure that he had the run there, but either way, it's another caution. So who really cares who caused it?
I believe we are on pace for, what is that? 36 to 30, 40 cautions, 36ish to 40ish at this rate.
Well, that was the 9th.
With about 140 to go.
Great God.
I think they'll clean it up. I mean, I think it'll get better. They'll find a groove. Everybody's going to have to be a little patient. I mean, you're not going to win it on the 65th lap. You're not going to win it on the 102nd lap. You just got to be patient. If you're going to try to make moves, pick them off one at a time.
Listening to Daniel try to talk right now. Daniel Wilkerson, admin of the league, kind of trying to make sure he gets his guys in line. He was also making a note about how we need to be all the way up on the pace car on these restarts. It is a lot of the checking up right at the beginning that seems to be causing a lot of our troubles here. Another thing to look at here, Seth Fitzpatrick worked his way back up and is now in the 5th position.
Yes,
but either way, Justin McMahon and Adam Thompson leading them back off, pace cars off. Let's see if we can keep it green.
What a jump. Good jump by McMahon there.
That was really nice. Good jump by McMahon and good jump by Adam Thompson as well to be running there right behind him.
Yeah, somebody we haven't really talked about. Adam Thompson was involved in a wreck earlier, and now he's just moved his way up. Ryan Dixon is in the top wall in the back. Keeps it straight,
though. Looks like he saved
it
really nicely there.
You love to see it. Keep it green, boys.
We're starting to see a little bit of separation now. This is starting to maybe look like the Martinsville you might be a little bit more used to.
Eric Warman. Look at that, passing the high side by Eric Warman on Bill Gentry there.
Haven't seen too many people pull that one off. Going back toward the back of the pack just a little bit. See Tyler Millette working his way back into the mix, going back up into the 12th position. And look who's back up in the top 10, Jonathan Jennings.
It's just a matter of time for him. He's going to try to be smart and stay out of the cautions, too. I mean, the only thing that's going to hurt Jennings now is a wreck happening in front of him. And I think he knows that. He's just got to isolate a driver, pick him off one at a time, and really work to keep it clean. Do not be involved in the 10th plus caution.
And he is on a mission. Look at him go up to 8th already and is just sending them.
Right here in 3rd place, too, Brent McCoy. He was going to be our winner about 3 weeks ago, I believe. At Atlanta is what it was. He won at Atlanta 3 weeks ago. I was trying to remember. I was like, it wasn't Phoenix. It wasn't Las Vegas.
We got a big mix of drivers up here at the front. We got Adam Thompson, who I believe is going to be chasing his first Doghouse Series win. We got Justin McMahon up there, who's just been slogging his way through some really tough luck. Brent McCoy, winner back a couple weeks ago, and they are wrecking.
I did not mean to do that.
Like Mark Dumont is in the wall there. I think Josh Cully might have gotten involved in that one. We will see if we can figure out what happened.
Oh, Dumont's card snapped.
Oh, that was a big impact.
Yep. That was the 90 car Zach Miller that got into the back of him there.
Made that car snap like that.
We can go back and talk about it. Under this caution flag here. So when we talk about driving with your feet here, at any track that we talk about driving with your feet, it is more about, if I push the gas really hard coming around the corner, it's going to make the back end of the car kick out a little bit more. Kind of creates a little bit of lift, a little bit of friction in the back, spins it just a little bit. Some drivers do that on purpose at certain tracks to make the car rotate around a little bit. Um, but here you can see as he's coming out of this corner, and you can watch on his RPM gauge at the front there. He's going to be getting into the gas just a little bit too quick. Has to try to overcorrect. And when he does, it snaps loose on him. This is actually kind of a thing called a snap loose effect. Has a lot to do with your track bar that you have set on your car. That could be an issue there for him. It could also just be that he got into the gas a little bit too quick without having the wheel straight.
And this has been your Doghouse Racing League Group 6 Cup Series educational moment with Jonathan Smith.
If we could do a whole physics class and have, like animations on screen, I would. That would be so fun. But again, nobody cares about downforce.
T-shirt.
I about to say, put it on a t-shirt. No one cares about downforce anymore.
And just for everyone at home, we did have 34 drivers start this race. You are currently going to have 26 and back, at least a lap down. 26th is Gary Armijo, 2 laps down. Tony Martin is 2 laps down on 27th. Zach Miller, 2 laps down, 28th. Mark Dumont is going to be 2 laps down in 29th. And from there back, you're going to have Chris Leftwich, Michael Dow, Shane Parish, Andrew St. Cyr, and Richard Leclerc, all of which are 18 laps down or more at this point. Well, we are about to go back green flag racing. Here we go, Justin McMahon.
And if I'm Justin McMahon, I don't know if I love these cautions or hate them because, they are helping, but you know they got to be annoying. You get your lead out there, and then you have to pull right back up behind, or if somebody pulls up behind you because of caution. I see Chris Simon turn.
Spin out of the back. I think we might be able to stay green off of that.
Oh, he's not going to be able to get it off the wall. They're going to keep it green. It's still green.
Let the boys go. They're going to need to work their way around him here. I think he might have gotten it back up to speed. He did. Good for him.
That was close. McMahon was coming up quick.
McMahon still leading this train here. You got Brent McCoy right behind him in second. Adam Thompson, third place. Scott Bailey, fourth place. And Jonathan Jennings now up into your top 5. Just got around Seth Fitzpatrick.
Justin McMahon gets a little bit loose coming off that corner there. Able to hold on to it. Coming up on Simon quick.
Oh, and they really are. It's going to start to be a game for these guys to try to figure out how to get around Chris here.
Yeah, Simon's going to let him go.
Your last car. Yep. Almost put his car in the wall there.
Kind of pulled a Hail Melon there for a second to ride that outside wall.
He kind of did, and we are 3 wide. Good God.
Jonathan Jennings going to make this pass here on the inside.
Yeah, Jennings and Scott Bailey there trying to work their way around Simon and send it 3 wide into a turn at Martinsville.
Jennings is on a mission right now, man.
He is hauling. It is very clearly the fastest car on the track right now. I don't know if anyone has anything to hold him back here.
So now if you're Justin McMahon, you're praying for a caution.
Look how quick he's getting that nose down. And he's just sneaking it right in there and going right around. And it's almost looks too easy.
Well, this has been our longest green flag run I believe we've had so far tonight.
Proud of the boys. We have Seth Fitzpatrick, just seeing him move around. Scott Bailey there to get his way into the top 5. Seth Fitzpatrick involved early in the cautions. Jonathan Jennings as well. So seeing both of those guys work their way back up to now both be back top 5. There's definitely been enough cautions to give you time to get it repaired.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if Shane Parish pulled it back on the track or not. I can't tell. Right off the top.
And this next caution or this next stop here. Oh, I jinxed it.
You called it.
God bless. I'm sorry. That's on me, guys.
It's going to be on Mike Leftwich with Tyler Millette behind him. Mike throwing it down in front of Tyler Millette. Nowhere to go for Tyler. Just barely gets him around, though. And then a whole nother host of people crashing after that. According to my program here.
It looks really similar to that caution we had earlier on with Parish and Jennings.
Oh, everybody just checking up, and I guess it scared my little program here. Said that everybody was crashing.
Everybody checking up, and then you just see them there trying to throw a block, and you never know who got loose or who threw the block or who stuck their nose down too early. That's going to be a tough one. Well, I guess this is as good a time as any to run the recap from last week.
I guess it is a good time to run the recap from last week. Last week at Homestead. Great race all around. Only one caution flag came out, with Jamie Horn going to be your pole winner sitting out there. But one caution the entire race. It came out in the first lap. This big pile up here. After that, only big notables is Seth Fitzpatrick hitting on lap 69. We thought was kind of a risk. He got back on track to a 21-second lead. Coming on lap 94 was Shane Parish, who's going to take 4 there. That was going to be his last pit stop as well and getting back on the track. Had to make up some time, though, with only 41 laps to go. But sure enough, he caught back up with him on the final lap after having to move around a lot of traffic. Tries to make this pass here. Bumping some door panels on the back stretch. He gets around him on 3 and 4. Crosses the finish line. Takes on the victory. He's going to be your first double winner of the Group 6 Cup Series. And poses very nicely with a Homestead sign. Thank you for the content, Shane Parish, and congrats on that win.
Unfortunately, not as good of a night for Shane here as he currently finds himself 59 laps down in 30 seconds still on pit road. Pace car is off, though, and we are going to be back to green flag races. We're bringing it down pit road. We have Brent McCoy leading us off with Jonathan Jenkins on the top side, Adam Thompson and Seth Fitzpatrick bringing up the 2 cars behind him.
Yeah, I think we saw Justin McMahon go down pit road, which is what brought him to the back. Brent McCoy with a strong jump there.
Great jump out of him. We saw the top side kind of check up there just a little bit. It's going to be Brent McCoy and Adam Thompson, Jonathan Jennings right behind him, leading them to the first lap back off of that caution.
And now I'm wondering if Jennings is actually going to try to push it and get to the front, get some laps led, maybe lead the most laps this race, or if he's content sitting in 3rd place. You're kind of out of the territory where you're going to get wrecked. Just content staying here. You're kind of pulling away. That's Tyler Millette spinning in the back. Cars on their hood.
Oh no, that's a big one. That one might be the end of the night for a couple of people.
I can't figure out who the other car was. I believe it was Zach Michael in the 34 car. So I'm trying to get back to the beginning of all of that. Tyler Millette gets loose, side of Kevin Thompson, the side of Zach Michael. They both flip the same way.
Yeah, I heard Tyler come over the radio and say that the back end broke loose.
I guess that is something we are starting to see here a little bit. Kind of that snap loose effect we were talking about earlier.
And who did he flip over?
That was going to be Kevin Thompson and Zach Michael. Here's Kevin Thompson's view right here. Just rides up the top, and now he's looking sideways. I'm not going to lie, I caught myself turning my head sideways to look at my computer screen.
Yeah. In other games, that's double points.
Yeah, I mean, that's some people get paid a lot of money to make a car do that. These movies and TV shows.
Yeah.
But here it just gets you sent to the back and probably a ticket home, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, it gets you put back on the trailer. So unfortunate to see for those guys there. We do have Andrew St. Core in the comments saying, love the replay videos, guys. Well done. And we love you, Andrew. And a very happy birthday to your grandmother. Sorry that things didn't go the way you would have planned them tonight, but appreciate you for the well wishes there.
Yeah, happy 100th birthday. Can't leave that part out.
You cannot leave that part out. It's a huge milestone. And then going into I'm going to see where people are here. It looks like we do have Zachary Miller. You went ahead and put it on the trailer, as well as Shane Parish.
Yeah, Shane's been in the pit stall for a while, so figured it might be he's just calling it for the night. I'm not sure if I was Shane Parish if I want to get back out there in this mess, but I
think at that point he was probably 60 plus laps down anyway. And I know we've seen some guys fight their way back up, but that might be a little bit too much to come back from. We see the pace car coming off.
I mean, if you think about it though, if you wrecked on the first lap and you were the first lap car down, if you were 12 laps down, you would have got 12 laps back if you were in the right position each time for 12 cautions here.
That's a good point. Big jump out of Brent McCoy there. Adam Thompson following then close behind. Jonathan Jennings sending it low under Scott Bailey. Seth Fitzpatrick's going to try to fit his way under there at the same time.
I see Justin McMahon in the back. It looks like he's passing Josh Coley right now, coming up on Bill Hull, trying to make a run, get his car back up to the front. He does have fresh tires and a lot of fuel in that car.
Like I'm seeing the number 2 car there, Tony Martin, trying to work his way off of pit road as we come back into the front stretch here.
I just caught a lot of people moving there. Daniel Wilkerson, look at his back tires just floating in the air. He might be stuck. Somebody give him a bump. I'm kind of waiting to see if somebody will give him a little bump. Has he said something on the radio?
He hasn't.
Oh, I'll be calling for it. He's trying to get it. This actually, speaking of recap videos, this might actually be in our recap video for next week. Just our good old admin Daniel Wilkerson getting stuck on the top of the curb in there.
Were you able to see what happened there?
I'm trying to get it to catch up here. At Martinsville, when one person wrecks, it looks like everybody's wrecking up here.
Yep. In the meantime, we do have Eric Anderson working his way off of pit road. Daniel Wilkerson down on pit road. Kevin Thompson, it looks like, down on pit road.
Yeah, it looks like he just got loose on him coming into that corner. Got spun and got stuck. Man, we could really make a good video for this of Daniel trying to get off this curb.
Set it to some really lighthearted music. Great stop there by Eric Anderson. Either way, our front 5 does not look like it's going to be changing here. It's going to be Brent McCoy, Adam Thompson, Jonathan Jennings, Scott Bailey, Seth Fitzpatrick. Bringing up your top 5 here.
Yeah, it kind of seems like Jennings is kind of holding back just a little bit right now. Maybe just trying to save a little bit. I mean, he knows there's going to be more cautions. But McMahon is driving his way right back to the front right now. Sitting in P9.
Man on a mission.
Scott Bailey, Seth Fitzpatrick sitting right beside each other, P4 and P5, both teammates working together, moving their way to the front, trying to pick up a win for that blue-collar race team. And for Beast Mode Performance, we have Gary Clune, winner of your Daytona first race of the season. He is up 16 spots tonight, who surprisingly is not our biggest mover. Somebody we haven't talked about a lot tonight, Josh Culley, up 24 spots.
We bring him back to green. Brent McCoy leading him off. Big jump. A huge jump by Brent.
Jennings is going to try to follow there. He doesn't want to get caught on that outside.
Oh, my goodness. Scott Bailey up in the wall quick.
It's like Brian Dixon's pulling it down pit road.
I think Scott was able to save it. He's going to get shuffled back a couple positions, but it looks like he saved it off the wall there. Got Adam Thompson fighting his way forward. John Jennings right behind him. Seth Fitzpatrick in fourth. Cameron King worked his way up from 24th position up into the 5th position right now.
Yeah, he is up 19 spots for the night, working hard to get to the front, up in the top 5. Oh, Gary Clune gets sideways there too. In front of Mike Leftwich, that's going to bring out another caution. We are at 14 tonight.
What's the record?
I'm not even sure how to find that record. But, I mean, we got to be getting close.
It's got to be getting up there. And one of the other things we got to start thinking about here, too, at this point in the race, lap 104, we've got 96 laps to go. That's math. And you got to start thinking about the incident points. If these guys get to 17 incident points, that's done deal.
Yeah, there's got to be a lot of guys approaching it right now, too. I mean, not just causing an incident, but getting involved in incidents. And like Mike Leftwich here, he's going to take probably a 4X or maybe even an 8X for both of those hits. It's not nothing he can do. I mean, it's just car slides in front of you.
Really quickly, we also did have Jonathan Jennings. We had Seth Fitzpatrick. Had Scott Bailey all come down pit road that time by. Andrew St. Core in the comments saying NIS last night had 29 cautions.
Come on, boys. We're almost there. We're on pace for 28. So I'm almost cheering for us to hit 30 now.
Oh, I'm not.
Nah, I'm just joking. We would be here till 11 o'clock.
Ladies and gentlemen, as your announcers, we love to be here, and I want you to know that we appreciate every single 21 of you that's in here in this live stream. More than you will ever know. You gave us the opportunity to be up here and be broadcasting for these Doghouse Racing guys, and we appreciate it. We also have stuff to do.
I'm just thinking about my spaghetti that's downstairs, man. I'm being a little selfish, not gonna lie.
Ender St. Core saying last year hit 30.
Yeah.
Good night.
I mean, we could. We definitely could. But I'm one of those guys that's got to be like all the way or the other. Like, if we're going to hit 30, let's hit 30. Like, let's don't halfway do it.
If it's 27, then what's second place?
I mean, that's no good.
Pace car is off. We got Brent McCoy, Adam Thompson, Cameron King, and Justin McMahon, with Josh Culley in 5th place now, leading them.
There's actually somebody wrecking on the turn 4 right now. Or getting into each other for a little bit.
Another great jump out of Brent McCoy. Adam Thompson sending it in there low. Justin McMahon trying to figure out his way to get back down low. Oh, they're stacking up pretty bad. I'm looking at Seth. Fitzpatrick looking at Jonathan Jennings trying to work their way back up here. And it looks like Mike Leftwich might have sent it down pit road there.
These guys are going to keep fighting for that spot. McMahon's getting really good runs off the top, not letting up. I expect McMahon to cross him up here. If he stays on his quarter panel, it looks like he got a little short of a run. I kind of thought that's what he was doing.
Oh, Warman's around. Warman's around. And that looked like a pretty hard hit there.
Try to rewind it here and figure out what happened.
While we do that, we have Andrew St. Clair in the comments saying, no offense, but I would rather be in the race. I can imagine, brother.
Oh, just got loose. Just got really loose coming off of that. Brian Dixon was involved in another event behind him.
I think that one might be the end of Eric's night there.
Yeah, Andrew, if you want to hop up in the booth and give us some insight about what's going on off that turn 4 there, if it's just like a snap loose effect, if it's tires or what, feel free to jump over to the waiting room and we'll pull you up.
He might be eating spaghetti right now just to spite you.
I don't talk about it too much to make my stomach grumble.
But on that note, again, while we are kind of coming under this caution here and getting everything sorted back out, do want to again say we appreciate all of you that are out there in the chat and watching this thing through. Definitely an exciting night of racing. We knew there was going to be cautions. Maybe didn't expect this many, but these guys are out there trying to get it done. So got to respect that. But we are here for the Group 6 Cup Series here on Thursday nights in the Doghouse Racing League. So huge shout out not only to Doghouse Racing for letting us be up here, but also a huge shout out to Group 6 for making sure that they are the series sponsor. And we really appreciate them, as well as Shoney's longtime sponsor of the Doghouse Racing League, and now Butt Kicker as well. So thank everyone for being involved with this series, making it possible for these guys to get out here. Huge shout out to you. Andrew said that he shut everything down and is just enjoying watching now. Well, I hope you enjoy watching, Andrew. Hope you got you a nice cold beverage and a bowl of popcorn and you're having a good time. As much as you can.
Yeah, I mean, Andrew's been knocking on the door all year long. Just right there.
Fast. Been really fast.
If anybody is due, and we talked about Justin McMahon being due, St. Clair's due.
He definitely is. We got him going back to green here. Brent McCoy and Adam Thompson leading them off again. Justin McMahon and Cameron King right behind them. Green, and they are going.
I believe Brent McCoy picked the high side for that run, which is a little unorthodox for Martinsville, but I can see why.
He got down low. Oh, we got Leftwich slow on the bottom of the track. They get around him.
Guys stacking up back here as well. It's Bill Gentry on the low side. Scott Bailey behind him. Scott Bailey's going to look inside and maybe push it 3 wide here. He's going to push it 3 wide here. Everybody's getting around Bill Gentry. That's Gary Clune getting around too.
We have them fighting up toward the front as well. Brent McCoy still leading this thing. We got Adam Thompson following right behind him. Justin McMahon's been taking a couple looks at Thompson this past time by. Got Cameron King right behind him.
Tony Martin getting inside of Gary Armijo. Eric Warman's going to run right to the side of him. I know exactly what happened with Tony there. He was hitting the escape button as hard as he could to get out of that car. Warman's slow on the track. Brent McCoy's going to avoid him. Thompson
like people are, Dixon's slow as well. Leaders are working their way right up to him. Yep, McCoy's gone around him. Adam Thompson's gotten around him. Justin McMahon's looking right now.
Josh Coley holding off Jonathan Jennings. He's up 28 spots tonight. Jonathan Jennings, surprisingly, as many people as he's passed, is down 4 spots tonight, starting that P2 spot.
Probably past 50 cars tonight.
Has to be. I think he's made his way through the field twice.
And they are starting to come up on some of this lap traffic here. Oh, that's bad. That was almost really bad. Huge checkup. That was almost really bad.
I believe that was Thompson and Wilkerson. Wilkerson looks a little slow on the top side. He might have some damage.
Oh, Jennings got around, I think.
Yeah, Jennings is slow up down the top side. We're staying green, though. So allow Scott Bailey behind him to make a good run. He's going to catch up, close the gap a little bit.
He might have picked up Seth Fitzpatrick a little bit in that as well.
I believe Eric Warman is a lap down, or he is not on the lead lap at least.
That is correct.
You got 2 people on the high side there in the wall. That's Joe McKnight and 56 of Adam Gardner in front of him.
Got Brent McCoy still leading this thing. Adam Thompson about a second behind. Justin McMahon, second and a half. Josh Cully, 2.5 seconds back.
And Brent McCoy is pulling away with it right now, too.
And he's starting to deal with some lap traffic as well. Or if not lap traffic, then people that are on the tail end of the longest line. Get Stephen Bonomo there in front of him in the 17th position. Still technically on the lead lap. Lap 126 of this 200 lap run here.
Chris Simon up in 9th place tonight. He's up 23 spots. Has been in a little bit of trouble tonight and still found a way to make his way up there, get to the front. I hear somebody spinning. Ooh, that's Nick Shell. And he's going to park it and bring it to the pits. That's going to be our 16th caution. I don't think we're going to hit 30 unless they pick up. I actually think the pace car might actually not allow us to hit 30, but boy, did we have a run there for a second.
It's just tough, man. Martinsville is one of those tracks. We were talking about it earlier. You talk about a track like Bowman Gray over in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and it being really, really short, and having those drivers out there for the All-Star race was a lot of power on a really small track. It's a quarter of a mile longer than Martinsville. And Martinsville's a track we run every single year. Been running out here since the mid-40s, I believe. I think it was the first paved track in NASCAR, or one of the first paved tracks in NASCAR. So they've been running out here for a really long time, and I know a lot of drivers enjoy running at Martinsville, but it is just an absolute wrecking nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough in the iRacing too, and especially a lot of these guys that are running single monitors. You can't really see right or left. You're kind of just trusting that somebody's there, being where they're supposed to be, and watching out for you as well. But it's just a tough track to navigate. I'm with St. Croix though. I wish I was running it. It was a fun ride. It was a fun ride on Sunday night. I'll say that.
It was a fun ride. I was spotting for that race for you, and I know you were trying to figure out in the very beginning how to even really run correctly in Martinsville, and we started to figure it out. And then there was caution, and then we got spun, and then we hit the wall, and then it was just... I think we still ended up coming in top 10, so...
Yeah, luckily on Sunday night we did have a fast repair. Tonight, I don't believe they have a fast repair. Is that what you heard earlier?
I believe that's correct.
Yeah, so no fast repairs tonight. If you got damage, you just got to let it get fixed. I'm not sure what the incident limit is at. I know you can set it to different things. I know sometimes we've had it at 13, 17, and 25. Usually if you hit 17, that you have to serve a black flag drive-through penalty under green. If you hit 21, you have to serve a second drive-through penalty under green. And if you hit 25, it will boot you from the race. I'm not sure what the limit is tonight.
Pace car is off. We are going back green. Brett McCoy, Justin McMahon lead them off with Cameron King and Seth Fitzpatrick. Right behind them, Jonathan Jennings and Scott Bailey in that third row. Huge check up on the high side.
That's Gary Clune that's around back there. Right in front of Bill Hull, gets in front of Eric Anderson. Zach Michael's going to be hitting him a little bit. Adam Gardner behind him.
I think Justin spun him. Not spun him specifically. I think he spun his tires. There was a huge checkup on that high side right at the start.
Yep. That's unfortunate for Gary there. It was running pretty strong for a second. I know he got involved in an accident one or two cautions ago.
Trying to listen to the radio here and see if I can figure out how they're going to sort through this.
Let us know what you hear. I don't think McMahon spun him. I think McCoy kind of did a little fake jump. Oh no, McMahon thought he was going to go earlier, and McMahon jumped and had to check up, so he didn't get a black flag, which caused the checkup behind him.
St. Cord in the chat saying 17, 21, and 25. 21 being Christopher Simon. $25 being Jonathan Jennings. That's going to be a tough one to call. You said it did not look like to you that McMahon spun him? It looked like you
No, we
got okey-doked a little bit.
Yeah, we hopped into the cockpit view with him there, and it looked like he thought McCoy was going a little bit earlier than he did, and he was trying to time that restart, because, I mean, McCoy's just had great restarts of the past few cautions that we've had, so he's probably trying to time it. Looked like McMahon jumped a little early and had to let off, so he didn't get a black flag, and that caused the checkups behind him.
That's tough. Oh, we got him stacked back up. That was our 20th caution?
17th.
Oh, I'm losing count at this point. Gotta be honest. Yeah, Brett McCoy leaded off. Justin McMahon beside him, Cameron King and Seth Fitzpatrick. They're green flag racing.
And you can see just how much smaller the field is now compared to when we started.
Big jump out of Brett McCoy. Great job by him to get that thing going. Justin McMahon got going really well, too, moving his way into second.
Seth Fitzpatrick getting a little loose. Or no, he's just going to bring it down pit road. I'm not sure if he got
down pit road there.
I'm not sure if he got loose and decided that because of the result of that, or if he was trying to get down pit road. I would think that he tried to pit on. He might have had a black flag he had to serve. I'm not sure.
That could be. Looking like we got him lined up pretty well right now. Do still have some people looking like they're making some moves for passes.
It's Joe McKnight on the high side, followed by Chris Simon in the 21 car. Bonomo's going to get around Simon. He's up 10 spots tonight, sitting in P10 right now, just worked his way into the top 10.
Seth Fitzpatrick back out on the track.
Adam Thompson's going to get around Josh Coley here. I believe that's Brian Messer behind him. Another guy we haven't talked about tonight, up 20 spots, sitting in P8 right now. I would say he's talking about incident points for this race. It's 17, 21, and 25. So that might have been an actual drive-through penalty that we saw. Seth Fitzpatrick served there for a second.
Yeah, that had to be what it was because he is now in 17th position and a lap down.
Yeah, so he didn't even stop. So he probably would have went 2 or 3 laps down if he did make a pit stop there.
Yep. But going back up to the front here, still got Brent McCoy leading this thing comfortably. Justin McMahon right behind him, and Jonathan Jennings trying to work his way around Justin McMahon here.
Yeah, you can see McMahon driving that second line away from the wall, trying to protect that inside as much as he can.
It's a smart decision. It's just if he can hold on to it. You can get a run on the high side here. It's just a lot harder. And so if I'm Justin, I don't hate the idea of what you're doing here. It's just you're taking the easy path out of it.
It's a smart path out of it. And he knows Jonathan is fast here too. I think those guys have raced here a time or two before with each other.
But how fast is Jonathan Jennings? A couple laps into this, and he looks like he's about to be able to fight his way around. Those guys are just going to be so fast. Brent McCoy still pulling out almost 1 2/10 seconds of a lead here. Justin McMahon and Jonathan Jennings going back and forth, and you got to go.
He's going to clear him. He's going to clear him. McMahon got in front of him. He's going to hold him off here. You might see Jennings try to do a cross up here coming off if he can get on that outside, maybe faking outside and jump to the inside real quick coming out. It's going to be hard. You're going to have to really line your car up to get a good straight run coming out of this turn.
Jennings starting to get really spread out here.
Jennings with a great jump around. He's going to get around McMahon there on the high side on the front stretch, take P2 over. Looks like Brent McCoy is making his way through some lap traffic here. That's Zach Michael.
We are down to only 16 cars on the lead lap. Seth Fitzpatrick being your first car, a lap down in 17th position after having to serve that drive-through penalty. Adam Gardner and Gary Clune are also a lap down in 18th and 19th. In 20th place, you have Gary Armijo, 3 laps down. 21st is Kevin Thompson, 6 laps down. Zach Michael, 7 laps down in 22nd. 7 laps as well for Mike Leftwich in 23rd. Daniel Wilkerson, admin for the lead, 9 laps down in 24th. After that, you will be 20-plus laps down.
And all these guys that are here in this from 11th through 5th have all moved up some sort, at least 10 spots tonight. Josh Culley is up 27 spots in P6. Brian Messer up 21 spots in P7. Cameron King behind him in P8. He's up 16 spots. Steven Manomo up 11 spots in 9th. Chris Simons up 22 spots in 10th. And Bill Gentry up 23 spots in 11th.
A huge shout out to those guys for fighting the way through the chaos to get back up to the front here.
Eric Woman, who I thought his car was toast after that earlier caution, still out here whipping it around. He's sitting in P12. Follow behind him is Bill Hull.
And if we've learned anything from the first half of this race is that it is not over. You do not know what is going to happen at this point. You don't know what's going to happen next. We see Brent McCoy is still flying, fighting his way up through some lap traffic. And see him going around Daniel Wilkerson right there. And all of these guys that are up here in the lead are going to have to start working their way around these guys that are more toward the back of the pack. And that's just going to create more stacks, I guess, as we see. I'm looking up toward the front of these cars here. Look like Tyler Millette and Mike Leftwich got together just a little bit, and they're only about 3 cars in front of our leader, Brent McCoy, right now.
Yeah, and here's a sky cam for the people at home watching this. Just see how much space we're having. Starting to separate out a little bit. Probably not a lot of caution is going to happen for the next few laps, hopefully, unless somebody gets a little loose coming into a corner. I think these guys are going to have to drive around. Looking at Eric Anderson here falling back a little bit. He was in 15th, now moving back to 17th. That's Seth Fitzpatrick moving around him.
And we see the leaders that are going around. I believe that was Gary Armijo that they just went around. Jennings still gaining time on Brent McCoy right now. Brent's coming up onto the back of the 60 of Mike Leftwich here.
There's somebody spinning. I can't see who it is right now. But I don't want to miss this action here. Jennings going to get around Mike Leftwich. I mean, he's pulling in.
Were you able to catch who was spinning?
I did not see it. I'm just watching Jonathan Jennings slowly creep up behind Brent McCoy.
Yeah, if you're Brent here, you got to kind of think that you got to do the strategy that you saw Justin trying to do a little bit ago, is you just got to hug that low side. If Jonathan can get his nose down there, then that's the easiest way for him to get around Brent here. He's obviously shown that he has the speed to make that pass on the high side, especially with having those cars in front. Oh, and that was close. The 4 of Bill Gentry was trying to get back down onto the low side. He almost got into Brent McCoy there.
Jennings is he's thinking about making a move. I think it's too early to go with the dive bomb strategy. I think Jennings knows he has a fast car. He can get away without doing that.
And if I'm Brent, I'm just thinking I got to get around these guys in front of me. You see
Yeah.
the lap cars in front, or cars that are about to be a lap down. No disrespect to them in any capacity. They're trying to run the fastest line possible as well.
Yeah, I mean, they still got to race around as well. They're still getting points for being out here tonight. Still try to get their laps back as well and get on the lead lap. And, I mean, anybody can end up here at the front with as many cautions as we've had tonight. And we'll probably have some more. But Brent really has to focus on these lap cars not getting boxed in. If he gets boxed in, it will be over for him.
He goes all the way to the high side there. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get back down in time, and he's not.
Jennings is going to take over first place.
Jonathan Jennings back to the lead, your pole winner.
Well, he was second place. Shane Parish, our pole winner tonight.
That's right. I apologize.
He was
Shane had unnecessary disrespect there.
going back here to Justin McMahon, who is in third place. He is now 4 seconds behind. Right behind him is Adam Thompson on the lead lap as well, trying to fight for a position. With a little bit of bump. Adam Thompson pushed him around the corner a little bit. They're going to get underneath McKnight. Behind them, Scott Bailey keeping up with the pack, trying to fight for a podium finish here.
Scott Bailey also got involved in some trouble a little bit earlier on, so good on him to be fighting his way back up here. We're seeing these lap cars now start to get back involved in the middle of the pack, so it's going to be interesting to see how that progresses as this thing goes on.
And that's Adam Thompson making a run on Justin McMahon here for third place. This is what I'm talking about. Justin McMahon's going to get boxed in here behind Gentry.
And the other thing you have to take into account with all these cars getting lapped, we started that last restart with Seth Fitzpatrick being your first car on the lead lap, or first car off of the lead lap. And now you've got Bill Gentry, who is a lap down as well, and he's going to be out in front of Seth Fitzpatrick.
And creeping up right here is Tyler Millette. Not McMahon, but Jonathan Jennings is going to try to take over this spot too. It's going to put Millette a lap down as well. Next car on the lead lap is going to be Eric Warman, sitting in P12 right now. It's only 12 cars on the lead lap.
You got to think at this point as well, you got a lot of these guys that are out here driving damaged cars.
Oh, yeah. I would say a good 90% of them have some sort of damage they're dealing with right now. Maybe not Brent McCoy. He's been out front for a while.
I wonder if Jonathan Jennings was able to get all of his damage fixed on pit road. He's going to be coming up on a run of lap cars again. He's got the 56 in front of him. That's Adam Gardner. He's going to go to the low side. And then he's got Eric Warman, who's fought through so many serious cautions tonight. thought that he might be actually being kind of done, but he's fought his way back through. He's at the 34 up there. Zach Michael. So now you're starting to get into people who were extremely fast in the beginning of the race, and just throughout the course of the way that this night is gone, have now found themselves at the back of the pack and a lap down, or about to be.
Yeah, Jennings is about to make a pass here on Eric Warman pretty soon, right here. Zach Michael is a few laps down. That is going to put us at 11 cars in the lead lap, and the next car up is Steven Bonomo in that green 9 car in front, the green and white 9 car.
It's so funny how the way that this is. It's going to be so weird to see how this kind of plays out, because if you're Seth Fitzpatrick, you've got all these other cars coming back to you, and you've got to work your way around them. You know, you had a fast car earlier tonight, and the way the kind of cautions have played out and having to serve that penalty. You started this thing, the first car on the lead lap, or on the first car a lap down. I don't know why I keep messing that up. And now you got Tyler Millette and Eric Warman in front of you. Yeah, Bonomo about to go a lap down as well.
You can see him getting really spaced out here now. Yeah, I believe Bonomo just went a lap down. So now 10 cars in the lead lap, and I mean, Jennings is moving. I think he's going to be able to catch up with all these guys and probably put it down to maybe 6 cars finishing on the lead lap. Maybe 7 cars.
You've got Brent McCoy back about 0.6 of a second. Adam Thompson almost 3.5 seconds back. Scott Bailey and Justin McMahon almost 6 seconds. Josh Cully 6.5 seconds. Then you have Brian Messer in 7th, almost 11 seconds. Cameron King in 8th, 14, a little over in 8th place. Chris Simon, 16.7 seconds in 10th. And now you've got Bill Hull, who is in 10th place.
Yeah, I'm here watching Thompson. He's one of the few people that's actually gaining time on Jonathan Jennings right now. He's made up about half a second, but it's taken about 10 laps to do so.
I'm wondering if Brent McCoy will have anything in the tank to get up there and do anything about Jennings. Jennings just seems like he is indomitable, and that's not what he wanted to see.
I know a lot of these other guys will definitely want to see it. Bill Hull, Chris Simon, Cameron King on the chopping block to go a lap down. Steve Bonomo, I believe, is going to get his lap back.
I heard Eric Warman say something over the radio. I'm not sure if he was involved or it just happened around him.
Looks like Eric Warman got to the back of Zach Michael and got him spun around. I don't think that was the first time that's happened tonight. Did not look like any sort of retaliation move. Like Eric Warman just got on the bumper, the curbing just a little bit and got it spun. Yep, came off a little too hot coming in out of 2 there.
It looks like that might have been an incident point run out there for Zach Michael.
So it looks like Steven Bonomo is going to get his lap back. See, paces on down around the track. Jennings is going to be out front. This is, I mean, if anybody has benefited from this caution besides Steven Bonomo with being the lucky dog, it's got to be Adam Thompson. I mean, the guy's been moving tonight. He's been fast. He's the only one that's been catching Jennings and putting on positive deltas for him and closing the gap some way. And he's also starting in 3rd place, meaning he's going to be on that inside line. So while he does have to brake a little bit sooner going into turn 1 here, he's going to have the advantage of just having the line itself.
That's a huge benefit for him. And he's going to have Brent McCoy right up on the top side of Jennings. I know, Brent McCoy is going to be trying to get down as quick as possible. If I'm Adam Thompson, I'm just going to get in the gas and try to keep it low. We've seen so many people use that strategy tonight as we've been going through. Get on the low side, it takes out the easy path for someone to get around you.
It looks like Jennings is going to be taking the high side on this restart as well.
Interesting.
And that's not the first time we've seen that tonight, so it might be just a strategy of these guys. I can get a good run on the high side. I don't have to brake as soon, and I can dive down low.
It does count on you getting a good enough restart to get around it, though. But you're starting Jonathan Jennings, Brent McCoy, Adam Thompson, Scott Bailey, Josh Cully, Justin McMahon, Brian Messer, Cameron King, Bill Hull, and Chris Simon make up your top 10.
And then Stephen Bonomo, the last on the lead lap there in 11th place. Everybody else is at least a lap down or not on the lead lap, I should say.
Tyler Millette is going to be starting as your first car a lap down with Bill Gentry and Seth Fitzpatrick right there with him. Lap 184, 16 to go here at the Group 6 Cup Series on Doghouse Racing TV. 21 people in the stream. Let's finish this thing off to see who's going to bring it home. Jonathan Jennings, Brent McCoy, bringing us to green. Here we go.
Let's see if we can get a good view of this jump here. Great jump by Jennings. Did exactly what he wanted to do.
He did, and Brent McCoy got down to the bottom side as quick as possible. We saw him. We were talking about how he was going to try to do that, and he's going to get his nose down on Jennings early.
Scott Bailey gets into the back of Adam Thompson, gets him around. Green flag's going to stay out. 15 to go. Brent McCoy gets around Jennings.
Great job by Adam Thompson saving that.
That's heartbreaking, too, because he was so fast. That last green flag run, he was catching.
And they're spinning. I see Justin McMahon around. I hear Scott Bailey over the radio apologizing to Adam Thompson.
Yeah, I mean, that's just hard racing. Those guys were really both trying to fight for a spot there. Both knew they had fast cars.
Well, I see Justin McMahon got turned around there. Also been very, very fast tonight. Definitely been out there leading some laps.
Bill Hull gets on the inside of him.
Back out there.
It looks safe there. And then I think he tried to get on the gas afterwards. He's not going to have too much damage from that.
And Bill Hull going to be taking the EOL penalty for that one. It's like the man's going to be able to keep it out on the track.
Yeah, I don't think he took too much damage. I think he should be safe there. Just not what you want to see with 12 laps to go at a short track like this where passes are tough to come by, but anything can happen.
And that was going to mean Tyler Millette is going to get his lap back. He is going to be in 10th place on this restart. And he's going to be in 12th place on this restart. And Seth Fitzpatrick is going to be your first car a lap down in 13th position. Your top 5 coming out of this is going to be Brent McCoy, Jonathan Jennings, Josh Cully, Cameron King, and Adam Thompson. It's going to be super interesting to see how they decide to try to stack up here. Jonathan Jennings took the high side on that last restart and was able to get around Brent McCoy really quickly. But Brent was able to fight his way back up and take the lead right back. That's the first person I've seen tonight that has really been able to put speed on Jonathan Jennings and get around him. Pace car's off. Brent McCoy leading us off. Jonathan Jennings, Cameron King, Josh Cully, and Adam Thompson make up your top 5. Green flag, huge jump out of McCoy.
Great jump, and that's Josh Coley going to be on the inside, taking P2 over from Jonathan Jennings. Adam Thompson back up there in fourth now.
That was a great inside move by Josh Cully.
And it's the parade going underneath Jennings right now. Justin McMahon's going to try to follow here. He's got to get in tight.
Oh, and that's not what you wanted to see if you were McMahon. They were going to be able to make that parade happen.
I believe that was... It's like Daniel Wilkerson, possibly. Oh, Eric Anderson got some damage too. Actually happened in front of Daniel Wilkerson. I see Gary Clune up there, Bill Gentry. That's Brian Dixon getting on the inside of Bill Gentry in that 4 car there. It's like possibly Bill came down just a little bit too much. Gary Armijo in the back of him. Gary Clune gets thrown into the wall.
Taking it 3 wide there.
The flag man, as you can see, is viciously waving the flag as those guys go by to let everybody know that there is a caution flag.
I feel sorry for brother tonight. His arm must be tired. What an arm workout.
Well, I mean, look at him. He's giving it his all every second.
Doing it for the love of the game. Speaking of someone that's doing it for the love of the game, and was very happy to see that caution come out, Seth Fitzpatrick getting his lap back. Going to be on the lead lap for this restart. Been very fast through the start of this race. And before we get back going, want to make sure that we again shout out our sponsors for this race. This is a Group 6 Cup Series in Martinsville for the Doghouse Racing League. Group 6 is a leading creative agency who is passionate about crafting cutting-edge websites, developing dynamic web solutions, and providing top-tier managed hosting services. Their mission is to help businesses of all sizes enhance their online presence, explore their wide range of services at Group6Inc.com and see how they can drive your digital success. We appreciate and a special thanks to Group 6 for being our series sponsor this year. We are also very proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Here at the Doghouse Racing League, Shoney's has been a long-time sponsor. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop by one of their West Virginia locations to try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar and take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's delicious food and friendly service since 1947. We now also have Butt Kicker as a sponsor for the league, so make sure you go over to their website and check them out for all of your racing and gaming haptic needs. We are about to go back green with 4 to go on this thing. Brett McCoy, Josh Cully, Adam Thompson, and Jonathan Jennings are going to make up your first 2 rows. And they've got Justin McMahon and Brian Messer behind them. We are green and going. Huge jump out of Brett McCoy. Look at the run out of Adam Thompson, though. Oh, that's a bump. Justin McMahon getting his nose down on Adam. Josh Cully starting to slide his way back just a little bit.
Justin McMahon is really driving in there, man. He's trying to get that spot.
Is anyone going to have anything to go up there and get to McCoy? One lap to go. And the yellow flag is out.
No way.
Oh, my God.
I believe that's going to be Stephen Bonomo in the number 9 car for that Avent Health Chevy, driving for Elite Southern Motorsports. Yeah, just got loose and it snapped. We are at 21. We will not be hitting the 30 tonight.
We will not, as the next flag out will signify the end of this race here. John, these end of race interviews are going to be interesting.
Yeah. I'm trying to formulate some questions right now in my head. But we are going to have, I believe, one green, white checkered here.
And you are going to see Bill Gentry, I believe, getting his lap back on this one.
So rules for Doghouse Racing League is there is one green, white checkered that we are going to do. If the flag comes out during that time, the race is over, and the standings will stay how it is. Kind of makes you think about the old days, man, when they used to throw the flag and you just drive as hard as you can through traffic back to the line. Great TV, but man, was that dangerous.
Yeah, put her on the mat, not letting up till you see God or the checkered flag. Pretty literally, unfortunately. Fun to watch, though.
It's just like when you're looking back in history and like the football players, they used to wear these thin helmets. Like pretty cool, but like what were we thinking, you know?
I have a picture of my grandfather when he played football for VMI wearing one of the old cowhide helmets. Absolute stud.
I'd get it framed. It'd be like a motivational poster.
I thought about it.
Like the Michael Jordan ones that say like believe or something in front of it.
Yeah.
Bold white letters. We'll get it made.
I think we can make that happen. But the pace car is about to be headed back off. We have Brent McCoy leading us off. Adam Thompson going to be in second. Justin McMahon in third. Josh Cully in fourth. Brian Messer is going to be fifth. And Jonathan Jennings is going to be in sixth. Let's see if anybody has anything to slow down the run of Brent McCoy. He's been so fast all night. Brent McCoy opting for the high side this time. And they're going, what a jump out of McCoy. Good God. Big push out of McMahon.
So this actually is not going to be a green-white checker like I thought it was. I thought the caution would be extended one more, but 2 to go here.
And they are trying to make a push. I don't know if they're going to be able to get up there to him.
White flag's
Justin's going
out.
to try to get low. He gets the pass. Justin McMahon moves into second. I don't know that anyone's going to have anything for McCoy.
There's a car on the wall, but I think they're going to stay green until the end here. McCoy's going to pick it up.
It's over. Brent McCoy bringing home the win here for the Group 6 Cup Series at Martinsville. Brent McCoy bringing it home. Justin McMahon bringing it home in second. Adam Thompson third. Jonathan Jennings fourth. And Josh Cully in fifth.
Little bump from Adam Thompson there. A little congratulations. Brent McCoy was dominant there at the very end. Wait to see if Brent McCoy here is going to burn it down for us, give us a show. Nice little posing right there, all the cars. Oh. Trying to get a good front stretch view all the way down there.
Did just hear Daniel Wilkerson come over the radio saying that he, for the most part, appreciates everybody keeping the tempers down tonight. I know we had a couple people that were a little upset tonight, but for the most part, it was pretty tame. But I also did hear them say that we might not be coming back to Martinsville later in the year.
What a race, though. I mean, everything
Thanks for great
aside.
TV.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of cautions. I think we finished up with 21 cautions, I believe. But besides
I
all
believe
that,
that was the number we finished up with. But again, just want to give one more while we get these drivers into the lobby so we can get our end of race interviews going here. Again, just a huge shout out to the sponsors of the league, the series sponsor being Group6. Again, Group6 is a leading creative agency. They're passionate about crafting cutting edge websites, developing dynamic web solutions, and providing top tier managed hosting services. Their mission is to help businesses of all sizes enhance their online presence. Explore their wide range of services at group6inc.com and see how they can drive your digital success. Special thanks to Group6 for being the series sponsor this year. Also, a huge shout out to Shoney's. Shoney's is proud to be a sponsor of the Doghouse Racing League. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Make sure that you stop by one of their West Virginia locations to try a freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar and take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's delicious food and friendly service since 1947. And since we have made our way to the end of this thing, I am going to give us a little shameless self-plug. Myself and John make up Nap Daddy Racing. Nap Daddy Racing is your home for all of your custom design and template needs for your next big race. If that is something that you are looking for, be sure to head over to napdaddyracing.com and get all of your custom design or template needs. You can even find some for free over there, and in this economy, who can beat that? Be sure to check us out on our Instagram and on our TikTok and on our YouTube as well. All of those are going to be at Nap Daddy Racing. We also do broadcasts, obviously, and are very proud to be a part of the Doghouse Racing League. Again, I know we talked about it a lot, but it is one of the, in my opinion, one of the very best leagues for iRacing to be involved with, and we couldn't be more thrilled to be a part of it. But if you or someone you know is also looking for broadcasting, we can do it.
and while we still round up these top three here, final results for the night. Brett McCoy is going to take home first place. He's going to win his second Doghouse Racing League Group 6 Cup Series win of the year, pick up his first win at Atlanta. Coming in second was Justin McMahon, that Group 6 car. Third place, Adam Thompson. Fourth, Jonathan Jennings. Fifth, Josh Cully, who I believe is also going to be our biggest mover of the night, up 28 spots to pick up that top 5 spot. Cameron King with the Hot Laps Hero is going to be in sixth. Chris Simon going through all the damage and the adversity and going up, picking up a 7th place finish. Seth Fitzpatrick in 8th. Bill Hull in 9th. Scott Bailey in 10th. Tyler Millette, who we thought was down and out at the beginning of the race, is going to finish 11th with that Loud Pedal Racing team, that Rogue Energy 94. Brian Messer is going to finish 12th. Stephen Manomo 13th. Bill Gentry 14th. Eric Warman 15th. And Eric Warman is going to be your first car a lap down. I think we do have the drivers up here, so I'm going to go ahead and pull them up. Starting with our third place driver, Adam Thompson. Actually, I don't have him right here. All right. You got me now?
What's up, guys?
There we go. That was my fault. We were in a different chat tonight. We just never switched over. What's going on with you, man? That was an experience for all of us.
I mean, what in the world? I was sweating at the end. I mean, finally we got some green flag racing in there at the end. So, but yeah, I was just telling the guys, I think the NIS race I ran last night, they had to have finished with like 24 cautions. So we at least did better than that.
Yeah, St. Core in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he said 29 cautions last night.
Wow.
So,
oh, yeah. So we had 21 tonight.
21. So we were actually talking about maybe we'll hit 30, but unfortunately not. I guess if you were betting the over, we did not hit the 30. How did you manage to keep your nose out of all that tonight? Which, I mean, I know I saw you in a few things, but it seemed like overall you got the better end of the stick than some of the other people did tonight.
Yeah. Well, first of all, just so you know, I looked real quick. Last night in NIS was 27. Anyway, yeah,
27.
tonight was yeah, just silliness. Tonight was yeah, I don't even know what to say. Yeah, I got taken out, I think, a couple times, but I never got any real damage. So the car was good. In fact, I think I had 6 seconds of damage total. So it was good to go. I decided to pit. Well, here's the deal. So Brent will tell you when you interview him, he didn't pit once. So he was on his original tires, fuel, everything. And about lap 110, he and I were 2 laps shy of fuel. And we thought, well, if we get some more cautions, we'll be all right. But then I don't trust this league, and I mean that in a good way, because I could see at lap 150 going green the rest of the way. So I decided to pit and had to drive back through, but it all worked out. Yeah, it's just dodging landmines.
Yeah, if you want a really good rule of thumb, anytime I'm racing with you, if I need a caution to come out, it will never come out. So if you just ever,
100%.
if you need to judge it somehow, that's usually how it works. The times that I need a caution it doesn't work out, but if I don't need a caution, there'll be 21 cautions. So, but yeah, it looked like a lot of people were just kind of snapping loose coming out of turn 4. Was that something with the setup? You think tires?
So do you know? So we had that kind of big update, I think, a week or two ago. Did they do anything with the tires?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
Okay. The reason I say that is someone else said that they may have. I don't know if that's true, but I will say this week at Martinsville, it was slicker than I've ever felt on exit. And I mean, just that's just how it's been with everybody. And everybody's using, or a lot of people use different sets. So I don't know what it is, but yeah, it was loose on exit. 2 and 4 were pretty bad.
But that's interesting you say that because we actually do another league's broadcast, and we had one of the guys there talking about how he felt like these Gen 4, or not Gen 4, the next gen cars were kind of harder to catch when they slide now. And before, I always thought these are one of the easier ones, but he said since the update, it seems like it's a lot harder to catch when they do start sliding. I haven't raced it much, so I don't know. Do you think that's?
I would agree. Yeah, I would agree. But yeah, I should go read the update, I guess. I'm curious what they did, but they did something, and it's not a bad thing at all. I mean, I like that we have to wheel the cars.
Right.
But anyway.
Well, I mean, great finish tonight, though. I mean, it's hard to get through everybody like that and survive somehow and come out in P3. You're the only one that was before the last caution actually catching up with a positive delta. I believe Jennings was in the lead when it was happening. You were closing in. He was coming back, but then the caution came out. It seemed like everybody got mixed up. So, congrats tonight. Yeah.
And when he was leading that one restart, he started on the outside, which I didn't get because I don't know. You want to be on the inside here. I know Brent and I did it, but that was because we're teammates.
Right.
You know how it goes. So
Yeah.
anyway, thanks. I want to say thank you to you guys again for putting on the show and broadcasting every week. And thanks to Doghouse, thanks to Ryko for the set, and thanks to my teammates, and congrats to Brent on the win. And who finished second?
Justin McMahon.
Justin, yeah. So congrats to Justin. Yeah, he got me on the last lap. I cooked it a little hard going into the corner and slid up, and he was able to drive right on by.
Yeah. Well, congrats to you. We'll see you next week at Darlington, and good luck there.
That's my worst track, but thank you. We'll talk to you next week, boys.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Take care, man.
See you.
That was Adam Thompson, going to be your third place finisher tonight. Coming up next, we have Justin McMahon, the Group 6 Cup car, or the Group 6 car in the Group 6 Cup Series. Let's see. Justin, you got a copy of this?
Yes, sir.
Man, that was a run tonight. I want to let you know right off the bat, you were my pick to win the whole thing. So it's pretty close, but you lost me some money there. So I'll send you my cash app afterwards. No,
okay.
No, but super fast tonight. I saw you out there leading a bunch of laps, making the pass on the inside of Adam Thompson there on the last lap to pick up second. What was going through your head on those last few laps, try to get that second place spot?
Yeah. Honestly, it was just trying not to wreck him or anybody, but I was trying to be a little bit of aggressive because I knew that I was on newer tires. I mean, I didn't know how well they were going to hold up after I got turned there by the '09. Figured I had time to have them cool off a little bit. It really wasn't going too fast when I got spun, but man, I just wish we had a few more laps. As much as I hate to say that because this race dragged on with, I mean, the amount of cautions tonight. I mean, that's just super unfortunate to have this many guys in here and to have this many cautions. But man, if I just had a few more laps, I think I would have been able to catch McCoy there and get the lead back there and hopefully win it. But it was a gamble early on. I could feel the tires start to go, even though the tire wear wasn't that bad. Just heating them up was enough to change the handle of the car, and I was getting loose on exit. So I took a gamble, and I wasn't gonna be able to make it on fuel, so it was gonna be tight. So I knew I had to come down at some point. So I just decided to come down on lap 80 something, I think, and put me in the back, and I was able to get back up there. But it didn't quite work out in our favor. I got put back in the hornet's nest again, and luckily we were able to stay out of the mayhem back there and fight back up for second position there. So I'm happy with that, but I'm a little disappointed because I think that I might have had a shot to win this thing for the first one of the season.
Yeah, definitely fast. You're definitely due. I know you've had some bad luck this season. I know I believe it was Vegas. That's where you got caught up in 3 wrecks. All 3 of them, there's nothing you could do about it. I think we put you in the recap because it's just like everywhere you were at, that's where the wreck was. But
Yeah.
how do you kind of go into another week knowing that your luck was that bad the week before and kind of keep your head up and push through?
I mean, it's it's a gamble every week you come in, right? So it's kind of, you just have to let it go and just move on. I golf a lot, so I've kind of learned to you will have one bad hole, you just have to let it go and completely forget about it, move on to the next one. So it's kind of the same way when it comes to racing. So you have a bad week, you just have to put it behind you and move on to the next one and try to do your best on that next race.
Oh my gosh, I need to take notes on that because if I have one bad hole, the next 17 holes are going to be the worst holes ever. So yeah, but going
I'm
to
not saying it happens every time I golf, but I've been trying to learn. I've been trying to practice a little bit.
Hunter's golfed with me a bunch of times. He knows when it gets bad, it starts getting worse and worse. There's no up from there. But yeah, we're going to Darlington next week. How do you usually fare out at Darlington?
It's not on the top of my list for favorite tracks, that's for sure. That's going to be a tight one. Just that track can go from be your best friend to your worst enemy. You're living on the edge there every lap, every corner by running the wall there. So it's a tough track to pass at. You really have to time your moves, and hopefully you can get a run off the corner and get down below somebody and make your passes that way. So I guess we'll find out. We'll have to put the setup in and get some practice in here so we can at least know what we're looking forward to, and hopefully go from there. Keep our fingers crossed.
Absolutely. Before I let you go here, any shout outs you want to give and sponsors?
Yeah, Group6. I've got my live broadcast going right now on YouTube, so I got a Group6 t-shirt on, rocking them. Sponsored the car. Make sure you guys check them out. Sponsor the league. And Daniel at Doghouse and all the admins for all the work they do. I know they've been busy the last few weeks.
Oh yeah.
Dealing with everything, and they always do a great job, and this league has grown a lot. So I can't thank them enough. And like I said, the job that they do is phenomenal. They're really working this league with how much it's grown and how many guys we have in here now. So it's a lot of work. So you just got to thank them. I can't thank them enough. And you guys for battling through the struggles you've had with the broadcast this year so far. You guys are doing a really good job. Keep it up. I enjoy going back and watching it when I can, except for when I get taken out early. But other than that, yeah, appreciate it. You guys do a great job.
We appreciate that too, man. So good luck to you next week at Darlington, and we'll see you then.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
Oh, man, thanks.
Thanks.
Justin McMahon driving that Group 6 Chevy car in the 24, bringing it home in second place. And then coming up now is your winner for tonight. We got Brent McCoy joining us in the booth. Brent, you got a copy?
Hey guys, how we doing today?
Brent, welcome back to the booth. I think you are our second dual winner of the Doghouse Racing League this year.
Yeah, it's good to be here. It's nice and cozy up here.
Yes. Well, yeah, I mean, we're here just because, the broadcasting side. You're here because you earned it. But, yeah, 2 races now. You won at Atlanta, came back here and won. Looked very dominant all night. I mean, it was literally coming down to laps between you. McMahon was fast. Thompson, Jennings was fast. What did you think about the cautions? Do you think the cautions were helping you or kind of hurting you in that situation since you were so fast?
Well, the cautions definitely helped. Without those cautions, I would not have been able to make it the entire race without pitting. After about halfway, I was able to save fuel, and they helped with the tires as well. It's not burning up those tires, and because of that, I was able to make it the entire way. Got lucky there with that caution after that long run we had, and it worked out in our favor overall. So I'm pleased. It's hard to say that it didn't help when in the end it worked out.
Yeah, we were talking to Thompson earlier. He was talking about your pit strategy, and you didn't take tires or fuel the whole race, which is really impressive. But I think we had 21 cautions, so that might have helped out with that part a little bit. I wanted to ask you about starting on the high side. We were kind of wondering if that was something you've practiced or something you thought about going into this, or what was your thought behind that for the restarts?
Yeah, so first off, the low side is the way to go. Luckily for me, I'm good friends with P3, Adam Thompson. We had kind of formulated a plan once we got up to the front to make that work. And that plan, we executed it to perfection. I don't think either one of us made a mistake all night. He definitely helped me out at the end right there with me taking the high side and him taking the bottom. Just like earlier in the race, I helped him out when he decided to take the high side. It's a lot like the strategy is kind of, when restarts, it's kind of like a super speedway strategy where if you can get some teammates up front, you kind of control the start. And I, just from the race and how it played out early on with all those cautions, you kind of had an idea towards the end that if we got a caution, that it was cautions breed cautions, right?
Right.
So luckily he kept it up there, and him and I were able to work something out in P2 and work together. It wasn't easy. McMahon and Jennings were tough all race, and through the strategy and everything and the communication that we had, we got some lucky breaks and executed flawlessly, and it worked out well. My setup wasn't great. I told the guys before the race, I said, if I can get out of here with a top 15, I'll be extremely happy. Up until the start of the race, I was not confident at all in the setup. And during the warm-up session, I made a couple adjustments to the setup, and the car just hooked up in the short run for what I needed. I was not the fastest car out there tonight. Jennings, Josh was pretty quick. Adam was pretty quick. But the cautions helped out a lot, and great execution through everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I relate to that so hard. I think every race I tell Hunter, I'm like, man, I don't feel confident. If I can get out here with a top 20, I feel good, just because the setup is not there tonight. And then it usually get surprised sometimes. But you were talking about the low side is the way to go. Did you find yourself driving out your mirror as the night went on, knowing some of these guys are coming up on you, or how did that work out for you?
No, not really. I'm kind of at the point in my racing experience in life where I've got to focus out front, and where I start to make mistakes is when I'm looking in the mirror. Other than super speedway racing, I have to focus out front, especially here. Things happen so quick. You don't have any time to catch your breath on the straights. I was talking to a couple guys during the race, and I'm like, I'm having trouble just breathing during this because it's so intense. Everything's happening so quickly. So I don't have time to look out the mirror for that. I just hammer down and go.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, going to Darlington next week is going to be, I hope, not a 21 caution race. I think it might be a little bit cleaner than that, but I know the wall there can jump out and get you out of those turns. How do you like your chances at Darlington?
Easily my worst track on the schedule. It's a nightmare. What do they call? Is that the Lady in Black?
The Lady in
track,
Black. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. She definitely bites me every time. I'm going to be riding the wall and I'm going to be making mistakes, but that's going to be the same thing. If I get out of there with a top 10, I'll be extremely happy. To get this second win helps a lot in the points because I have to race my way in every week, and to be able to get in because I'm not a chartered one and get this second win helps in the point standings. Although we're super early, I'm still looking at that. But yeah, next week, man, I didn't even think about that. And it's going to be a challenge, huh?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I can just throw you the nightmares there early so you can
Yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate that.
rest on that all week. I'm trying to find you here in the point standings. I feel like you were higher up than this.
Yeah, I want to coming in maybe like P6
Oh,
or P5.
P5.
On there.
I looked right over your name there.
Yeah,
So, I mean, this should bump you up. You're 60
we'll
points
see,
behind the
man.
next person. Shane Parish actually went out a little early tonight, so you should be probably fourth or third maybe after this race. So,
Yeah, we'll see. It'll be it's too early to be looking at points, but I can't help myself.
oh yeah,
You
I
know
do
how
it.
is.
I understand that all the time. So,
Yeah.
well, congrats tonight on the win. Picking up your second win in Doghouse. That is not an easy feat to do, and you've done it twice here already. First season as well in Doghouse, so congrats.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And we're looking forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Just want to give an apology to you guys. I missed a perfect opportunity to use the pit lane or the victory lane on the rooftop in here because you can access victory lane on the rooftop. So missed a great photo op. Hand up accountability. That's my bad.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, you can do that here.
Well, you guys had a great little pose there at the end. And I forgot to ask you, is there any sponsors or shouts you want to give?
No, man, it's just me. I run this freeway.com paint scheme, insurance paint scheme in honor of Daniel Suarez. He's a huge Daniel Suarez fan in NASCAR, and I like him. I like his paints, but no sponsors. If anyone's looking to come on board, come on now.
Yeah.
You can do it. I don't charge a lot. Listen, I'm not in this for the money. So just appreciate you guys, and the league is unbelievable. The league, it's a lot of fun with this. So thank you.
Yes, sir. Well, we'll see you next week, and congrats once again.
Yeah, guys, you guys have a great night, and I'll be sweating over.
All right, have a good one, man.
All right, man, later.
Take care. Someone sponsor this, man.
I'll say maybe. I mean, Nap Daddy might throw him a sponsor now. I mean, this guy wins. I mean, that's 2 races, and that he's won already in this Group 6 Cup Series for this season. And like I said, that is not an easy thing to do. We had all these mixed bag of winners for the first few weeks. Not mixed bag, but a new winner every week. And then Shane Parish gets his second win, and then now Brent McCoy gets his second win here in Atlanta. So congrats to him. Just out here getting it done.
It's super impressive, and I think we might have even kind of downplayed it a little bit going through those interviews, but the fact that he didn't pit the entire race, and I know going in that couldn't have been like the plan or the strategy, but being able to read that as the race was going on and knowing that you might be able to make it to the end. And then also, he was still fast. We were talking about how Jonathan Jennings was incredibly fast all night long. McCoy passed him with about 20 to go on tires that were his original tires. That to me is wildly impressive, and knowing, like he was just talking about how he didn't feel like he had a great car and would have been happy with a top 10, and then to be on 180 lap old tires and pass one of the fastest cars on the track who hadn't been getting passed the entire night long, I think is super impressive.
Yeah, I think going back to Jennings, he got caught up on that outside there. And like we were talking about, you get stranded on that outside, it's hard to get around. We saw him, he was pretty fast on the outside. I believe he made a pass to McMahon on the outside there for a second. But when you got that parade going below you and some people are kind of drifting higher than others and everything, you got to kind of watch out for your inside. They kind of push you back. So I think Jennings might have fell victim to that a little bit. But yeah, nobody goes into a race. You just tell your crew chief, like, hey, I'm not going to pit this entire race, man. Like, y'all can go home, pack it up. Like, that's wild. But he's able to pull it off and do it, and obviously protecting that low side pretty well. So, but before we get out of here, do you want to tell us who our sponsors are one more time?
I can definitely do that again, everyone. This is the Group 6 Cup Series. We heard Justin McMahon talking about it, our second place finisher. Group 6 is the series sponsor for the Doghouse Racing League for their Cup Series on Thursday nights. Group 6 is a leading creative agency. They're passionate about crafting cutting-edge websites, developing dynamic web solutions, and providing top-tier managed hosting services. Our mission is to help businesses of all sizes enhance their online presence. Explore the wide range of services that they can offer at group6inc.com. That is GROUP, the number 6inc.com, and see how they can drive your digital success. Special thanks to Group 6 for being the series sponsor this year. The Doghouse Racing League is also very proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop by one of their West Virginia locations to try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar and take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947.
And thank you to all of our other sponsors too, including Butt Kicker and True Patriot Apparel, Trackside, NASCAR Outlet, SSR Design, Auto Pros. A shout out to all those guys. Thank you for helping us out in the league, not just with the Group 6 Cup Series, but with all the series that we have here. If you want to catch more of this racing from these guys, you can check it out Sunday night, starting at 7:45 right here at Doghouse Racing TV with the Auto Pros Truck Series. I believe they're going to be at Darlington as well. That's going to be broadcasted by our very own Jamie Horn and Daniel Wilkerson. Always a good show. And then on Tuesday night on Intensity Broadcasting, the Gen 4 series, I believe it's the Shoney's Gen 4 series, is going to be on Intensity Broadcasting, start at 7:45. And I'm honestly not sure which track we were going to be at this week. So that's something I probably should practice a little bit before we get there. But then we'll be right back here again next Thursday night at Darlington, 7:45, same time on Doghouse Racing TV. Looking forward to it. It's going to be tricky for a lot of these people. I don't think it's going to be as tricky as Martinsville was, but it's going to be interesting and a fun race for sure.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how these guys go about it. We heard two of our different top three there say that they have a little bit of a dislike for the Lady in Black. And I also thought the dichotomy was pretty funny about how a lot of people call Martinsville the paperclip. So we're going from the paperclip to the Lady in Black, which, if that doesn't sound ominous, I really don't know what does. But again, thank you to everyone who joined the stream tonight to support these drivers. I know they all appreciate it. I know we appreciate it. Be sure you subscribe to Doghouse Racing TV. We appreciate everyone for leaving likes and being involved in the comments. It means the world to these drivers. I know a lot of them like to go back and watch this thing, and it's nice for them to be able to hear the fans out there reaching out and rooting for them. And it also feels really great to us up here in the booth, knowing that you all are out there enjoying this thing. Be sure that you also check out Nap Daddy Racing. Myself and John operate a business called Nap Daddy Racing. You can check us out on our website at napdaddyracing.com. We are also on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. If you want to go check us out there, we would sure appreciate it. If you need any custom designs or templates or anything done for your iRacing car, if you need a new broadcasting team, or if you just want to come hang out and watch some iRacing and a TikTok, we would sure appreciate having you over there. But congratulations again to our winner, Brent McCoy. Did a great job tonight. Looking forward to Darlington.
Yep, and with that said, for Hunter Foley, I have also been John Smith. We will see you guys next time.
Take care, everyone.